Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. And we've got a semi-final match this morning. Hasselbirg from Sweden against Kim, the #1 ranked team in the world, against the number 27th ranked team in the world. And here we see the quarterfinals and semi-finals, how they came through. Hasselbirg defeating Sidorova in the quarterfinal game. Kim defeating Sony to qualify the other semi-final game. Pats against Christensen. Sophie Malbergs, Agnes Nachnauer, Sarah Magnusson, Big Magnus, Anna Hasselbirg, and Maria Pritz at coach. And Yeon-mi Kim, Seon Yu Kim, Kyeon A Kim, and Young Kim for the Korean team. Mingjong Kim for the coach. And here we see a panning view of the curling club here in Dunderry, an 8-sheet curling club. And the teams are being introduced.
So, it's time now to challenge who will go for 33,000 Swedish kronor
Good game.
to the first prize, 111,000 Swedish kronor.
20 teams started in this event on Friday morning.
May the games begin. The ice is all yours.
330,000 Swedish krona on the line total. And the winner will take 111,000 krona home. And that's about $13,500 US for the first prize. Hasselbirg, #1 in the world, undefeated throughout the competition. Really on a roll right now. And Kim dropping down to 27th on the ranking. About a year or two ago, they were a little bit better. They've dropped a bit, but they've certainly had a great competition this weekend. Qualifying last year, they didn't qualify. So they're pleased to be here in the semi-final. And last night we saw the quarterfinal game between Christensen and Wang. Christensen will now face Alina Pats from Switzerland in the other semi-final. So we're almost set to get underway. Sophie Malbergs playing the first rock. The Swedes have the yellow rocks, and the Koreans with the hammer will be playing the blue rocks. Both teams very good at the offensive game. And of course, strong takeout team also. Hasselbirg can defend the lead very well. So the Koreans will be looking to keep it close and maybe get an early lead if they can. This Korean team plays out of Gyeongbuk province. The Useong Curling Club. They've got great ice facilities there to train on, as we see the first Korean rock underway. Yeon-mi Kim, and color pancake. And she likes pancakes, and that's why they ended up giving her that nickname. And great first draw, as we see right here behind the guard already. So offense underway already. This team's Korean team won the gold medal for the Pacific Asian Games in 2016, and of course they will be representing Korea at their home Olympics coming up in February. Great shot there for Maberg.
Grymt vi!
Bra. Det tar förfärligt mycket kvällen. Men den kommer ju. Bra.
Ja.
And Peter Gallant also
14,85 på den där.
coaching this Korean team from Prince Edward Island.
Så lite rörelse.
Spends a lot of time in Korea working with them and has done a great job. That rock went a little bit too far, that green rock. Would have liked to have been in front of that yellow shot rock, or that yellow shot.
Vi kan inte vicka långt då. Alltså över liksom. Jag hade 14,85 på deras.
Jag är lite mindre is nu än på Fias. Jag tror att du käkar lite kall.
14,9, 15,0.
And Agnes Knochenauer, her first rock here in the game. Looking to draw down on top of that pile. This team
Vi är borta.
has been around for a while. They've always had the
15,3. Där kom in direkt.
Ja. Jag tyckte att de var tajt i början.
Sigvardsson always in the shadow of Sigvardsson Nordberg first and Sigvardsson then. And now finally making their breakout.
Det är bra liv.
And
Skulle bara ta in samma is då.
are the first non-Canadian team to take over the #1 ranking in the World Tour.
Vad rörde deras hur mycket som helst som man fick tag i det.
Koreans taking out both yellow rocks there.
Ja.
Alltså,
Samma is som Fia nu.
den där skillnaden tror jag att om de får gå dit själv i fart eller om vi sopar dem dit.
Ja.
Fias var ju där själv liksom.
Young Kim that was. Agnes Knochenauer again. Has to make the same draw. Come down a little bit deeper this time. I'd like to get into that pile in the house.
Bak 4.
Nej!
Bak 4 nu.
Nej, aldrig!
Bak 8.
Halvträff utsida.
Bak 8
4.
själv. Bak 4 själv.
That didn't curl quite enough for her. So she bounces off that and is pretty well exposed. This will allow Kim a hit and roll inside behind the guard.
Det är bra Liragi. Jävlar vad spårigt där.
Seon Kim
Vad tyckte jag då? Men den hade hon ju mindre is.
with her first rock.
Sen måste bara direkt
We call her Sunny. She's been on the team for 5 years. She moved a few of those rocks around. There's a nice line up there for the behind the guard.
Typ samma fart som Aggans då. Den var bara hel bak 4. Den kom ner på slutet lite.
So lots of rocks in play already here in the first end.
Nej, samma is, det är samma
Be
linje.
an interesting development.
Ja, 15-20 då.
Sarah McManus.
Wow. Vänta lite vid.
So we're looking at quarter freeze onto that pack, maybe move them around a little bit. Come down to the back one. That's a plan B, I believe.
Bra spel.
Bra skippat, Anna.
Bra skippat. 되게 13-6잖아.
이거 나쁘진 않은 것 같긴 한데 상대가 프리즈하면 좀 힘들어.
아니
칠순 없어.
럼페가
약간
어때요?
보이지? 아?
럼페가는 별로예요?
아이 럼페.
네?
Och jag trodde inte det skulle
근데
komma.
잘 맞아야 되긴 한데.
Han ligger så långt ut.
나쁘진 않아 근데.
Ja,
맞으면 바로 노란색 못 맞아.
att vi duttar en ännu sämre... Ja, precis.
안 될 것 같아.
약간 이렇게 정타로 맞아야 될 것 같아. 이게 이쪽 방향으로 있어서 똑같이 이쪽으로 맞아버리면 조금 어려울 수도
Ja,
있긴
ni är på
있고.
den 10 eller?
아니면 앞에 하고 여는 거 보고.
Oj, typ bara det måste...
일단 웨이트.
Fan, det ligger ju rätt bra för att de ska göra...
정타는
Tiana
살짝
Kim
이쪽으로 볼게.
in discussion with her skip.
라인 이쪽으로 갈까 아니면 이렇게?
Clarify what
조금
they
도는 것
want to do. I
같아요
guess
여긴.
they're
아까
going to
색깔 릴이 좀 약하긴
try
약했어요.
and run back to the blue guard
필로 가.
into that pack.
필.
아 필.
Throw peel weight at it.
Vi har ju en bakom våra... Ja, exakt. Jag tänkte att vi låg längst ner, men det gjorde vi inte. Ja, det är typ så här. Ja, men just det.
오 필.
와 기다려.
I'm just going to open it up.
Ligger ganska bra som ligger och förutom att de har dragit. Vilket blir... Ja, det kan gå bra på samma. Ja.
Tror typ det.
Jag tror att vi kan garda den till, ja.
Gillar ni det?
Vad är nästa slag då liksom?
ligga nära så att de får lov att skjuta.
Vad får vi på Anna då, tänker jag? För jag menar, vi vill ju ändå ha bort deras.
Vet inte. Det om man kan... Jag får det på nästa, tror jag.
Alternativet skulle vara att försöka klicka ut den, men
Vilken
jag tror
skotten.
en gard till va? Även om någon drar hit så kan vi frysa på.
Tror nästan vi måste lägga garden. Jag tänker att jag sätter den ganska rakt, Anna.
Ja, tror att det räcker med is? Jag tror vi kan behöva mer.
Nej då.
Vill du ha hake eller? Ja, samma gard.
Ja. 30?
Ja, mot 40 tror jag.
Ja.
Väldigt nära.
Wow, eka då.
Eka de här.
Eka om den är lång.
Väldigt nära. Okej. Väldigt nära.
Nära nu!
Fia. Fia. Wow.
Hasselbirg just replacing that guard. Her yellow rock's in a really good spot there.
Kolla på den här vinkeln alltså.
All she has to do is touch the top one, and that blue one is
아니면 이거 보고 이렇게 하는 거는?
gone.
나쁘진 않은 것 같아.
왜냐면 얘들도 어차피 이걸 해도 얘가 근데 나가면
좋아요.
Det är bra.
Jag gillar ju den. För
롤만
vi ser
볼까요,
hyfsat
아니면은?
mycket av skotten. Alltså,
Nerifrån känns det som att man inte
이거
har
일단
så
롤로
jättemycket.
아예 보든지
These are playing in the middle of the
아니면
house here. The Koreans are
근데 굳이 우리가 안
trying to figure out a way to
그리고 얘가
not
야,
too out of it.
반대편이라서.
그냥 들어가거나 아니면 이걸로 할까요?
They realize that blue one
이거 안
isn't
때려낼
in a
거면은
perfect
그냥
spot,
들어오도
frozen
나쁘지
onto that yellow one.
안 때리면. 근데 치고
I don't think they want to take that back yellow one out. That may be the one that blue one jams on.
웨이트 아니면 어떡할래?
They might
웨이트
just want to hit and roll in.
컨트롤이나 노멀?
좀 있는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 노멀.
노멀?
응. 좀 은근 컬 있을 것 같아.
아.
인턴으로 때리는 거지?
모르겠어.
내 살짝일게.
인턴으로 가면 괜찮을까? 어떻게 나?
So third is the last rocks here for the Korean team. They've got the hammer. They don't want to be forced into one. They want to take two.
처음 쓰는 데라서.
So they're going to try and hit and roll off this yellow. Maybe roll into that 4-foot area. That blue area in the middle. Sweeping it early. You get the hit. I think that helps the almost helps the Swedish team. They can now take that blue one out and it won't jam on the back.
Ja, jag tror att det kan finnas lite bryt, eller?
Ja, alltså, det var ju här, vi spelade en 12 med så här mycket is bara förut, men det är ju pebben.
Det är ju första i spåret liksom. Ja, det har ju varit bryt tidigare.
Jag tror att den där isen så vågar jag vara aktiv.
First we're going to play this one.
Ja, jag gillar det. 9.
Ja. 10. 9. Hon pekar där, så jag antar. 9.
Jag vet liksom inte riktigt hur det ska gå där, så jag tänkte att spela en ganska lite is och så spelar jag 9.
Ja.
Jag tror det är bra. Så får man lite tid i den. Ja, exakt. Det där borde vara isen då för att våga ha en ganska aktiv sättning. Ja. Gillar ni isen? Jag gillar isen. Vilka lunar då? Ja.
Anna Hasselbirg with her first rock here in the first end. She wanted to hit that on the nose, didn't want to roll in.
Det är bra lirarna.
Det är bra lirarna.
Det är bra spel. Fan, skulle ha hållit den. Det är bra.
Jag som sa upp också.
Det är jättefint. Han är så som att det skulle hålla sig lite. Men så går man den gången. Det är bra liv.
뒤에까지 가야 하나?
초반에 좀 뻗는 것 같아도 끝에 돼서 라인은 비슷해져.
7은 와야 돼. 6은 별로야.
6은 더블 맞을 수도 있겠다.
그냥 7까지 내려가는 게 좋아.
아까 영맨역보다 바깥 라인이에요?
아니? 비슷해요. 비슷해. 한 개 안 밖으로 잡아줬는데. 지금 좀
조금 더 바뀐 것 같아. 아까는 첫 번째 건 죽었는데 두 번째 건 3인데 많이 갔어. 4초 하는 게 낫지 않을까? 좀 더 바깥이라서.
아니 조금만 쭉 잡아줘. 너, 영미 두 번째 거랑 비슷해. 두 번째.
3인데 이제 그게 또 많이 간 것 같기도 하고 잘 확실히 모르겠어.
And here we see Young Kim for the first time throw her first rock in this first end. Trying to draw down into that 4-foot area.
누리지 않았구나.
7. 선율 잡아라. 선율 잡아라. 선율 가야 돼. 웨이트 가. 선율이 가야 된다. 웨이트 보고. 웨이트
The line looks pretty good. Don't want to rub off that yellow one. Oh, it does.
웨이트 넘을 것 같아.
Korean sitting 2 right now.
세게 찬 것 같았어.
Du spelar en 10? Vad tänker du på fel?
맞아, 약간 덜 닦아서 살짝만 나오게 했었어. 밑에가 내려가고. 생각보다 마지막보다 아니야.
Vilken fart, det är ju jättebryt här.
Ja, kant eller
Vill du spela 9,5?
Eller spela lösare eller?
Vi har ju inte vicken på 9,5 Sara.
Skulle jag spela en fin fart?
10?
Jag tänker att vi ska spela en lös och så tänker vi att vi ska spela en...
Tror ni inte att 10 kommer ner?
Då kan du inte så mycket luft.
Eller vad tänker du? Tänker du 11 till och med?
Vad sa du?
Sara spelar ju nästan genomfart där.
Ja, du spelade ju 13,5. Jag tänker att vi ska spela en 11, för jag tror att det är den närmsta isen vi har.
Det är ändå viktiga.
Är det kant,
Vi kan
eller?
få ut den, absolut.
Absolut. Jag kan tänka mig en 11.
Ja.
Ja. Vi kan ju bryta lite.
Jag tycker också vi ska spela lite lösare.
Lite mycket kanske.
So Hasselbirg would like to remove this blue one
Yes, 11.
at the back. Maybe roll into the middle.
Va? 11.
Under cover.
Jag bara tänkte att vi skulle spela samma spel som Sara.
Det enda som är Raggan, att det är viktigt att få ut den här. Den får liksom inte sitta här någonstans.
Det är den du känner för, Anna.
Jag gillar 11.
Ja, jag förstår vad Agnes menar. Vi har bättre is för den egentligen. Grejen är att hon kommer ju aldrig spela. Den här rör sig inte. Alltså hon kommer inte, även om vi skulle trycka den dit. Så kommer hon ju bara, även om det skulle vara rakt, så kommer hon inte spela.
Alltså jag kan gilla 11 också.
Ja, absolut.
Jag håller med, jag kan köpa det.
Så de var inne
Spela
på
fart igen.
9,5
Jag gillar det, Sara.
först. Det känns lite hårt.
So she doesn't have to move this too far, this blue one. The yellow one on the top, I don't think that's going anywhere.
Jag tror den är bra.
Genom.
Ja.
Just she'd like to get, more important here, to get the roll in behind cover, so she's not giving up two, maybe even a chance to steal one.
14,7 på deras där.
She gets a perfect roll.
Kommer ju komma in tidigare, men hennes gick fan. Den kvalar mycket i sig i slutet.
Hon spelar ju bak 4 bara också. Ska vi ta lite mindre?
Vad säger du?
Jag kan ta lite
Hasselbirg,
mindre.
last rock here in the first end.
Jag tror att det är lugnt.
Koreans have the hammer.
Vad vill ni ha för fart? 13,5?
Ja.
Ja, var lite hårdare än 13,5 tror jag. Ja, 95 och split 95.
Ja, lite mer tror jag. Ja.
She needs the inside roll.
Bra fart! Bra fart!
Wow!
Tryck igenom!
Wow!
Tryck igenom! Ja!
Nej!
Ja!
Nej!
Nej! Tryck
Nej!
igenom!
Nej! 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 Aldrig!
Needs to curl some more. She doesn't want to hit it on the nose, and then we'll just leave an easy takeout for Kim.
Bra fart.
Det är bra.
Bra, 13,2.
Det är bra.
And it does look like a fairly straightforward nose hit for two for the Koreans.
Fin fart. Perfekt fart det där.
Jag vill inte släppa dem där inte. Nej, det ska inte när en stryker jag. Då bara undrar jag bara. Ja. Bra skippat.
Det är bra. 13,2 va? Ja.
Bra, hon måste ändå sätta chatten.
Det är jättebra spel.
Här tog du den.
Jag älskar det som är Hägga. Ja. Det är olika lätt.
7번 정도 좋을 것 같아.
Nu är hon bara så här.
And we can see it here, in turn, nose hit will do the job. Just need to move that yellow one into the white, the back of the house.
공구 나왔어, 초는.
Vad sa du?
Young Kim, color Annie, with her last rock in the first end, looking to score two. He's sweeping it hard to keep it straight. Doesn't have enough weight. Just gets past the guards and scores two. So an interesting end, lots of rocks in play. The Koreans come up with taking advantage of the hammer, scoring two in the first end. Here
Bra spel.
Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup.
원래 떨어진 거야.
Ja, 2 nu.
Vi tror att min första bara bröt för att den gick spår.
Alltså även typ min, den här som...
Jag vet, men jag tänkte säga att du skulle spela betydligt lösare på din andra sten. Jag sa nu är det samma is som Fia. Så tänkte jag så här, men bara...
Säg då, för vi sa samma på hacket.
Du spelade ju samma split.
Men vi ska ju inte behöva...
Nej,
vi ska
men jag
veta.
tänkte
Vad sa du?
om du hade en sån feeling, eller?
Ja, men jag hade en sån feeling bara. Det var därför jag var så här, det här är samma is som Fia. Så det och det blir ju tredje sten i spåret. Så då tänkte jag att ni... Absolut.
Men jag tror ändå att vi ska vara med nu, nya spår kommer greppa. Ja. Även alltså slagningar, men annars take, de får ju det knycket liksom. Ja. Det ser ut som att de ska gå rakt och sen så bryter de lite.
Det är ju lite rätt vi fått bryta liksom.
Ja.
Och lite...
So having scored in the first end, the Koreans will now begin with the first rock in the second end. And they'll be throwing this into the top of the rings. Yomi Kim.
라인 조금 넉넉해.
기다려 맞는 것 같아. 기다려야 돼. 기다릴 것 같아. 깊어요. 그냥 기다려.
라인은 선영이야.
Just top 8 foot, fading the 4. Perfect spot. Hasselbirg will throw up the corner guard. She will need to go onto the offense to try and get those 2 points back again. There was no score in the first end in the other semi-final between Pats and Christensen. Kim yesterday taking out Tyrion Sony, the 4th ranked team in the World Tour.
경희거보다 좀 더 잡았어. 아예.
조금 처음 쓰는 데인 것 같아.
And the second highest ranked team in this event.
라인은 괜찮아. 좀 기다려줘.
살아날 것 같아.
선영이가 와야 돼. 일단 선영이 계속 와줘. 계속 와.
돌고 있어.
웨이트는.
둘, 셋.
선영이만 보고. 웨이트 보고. 와야 돼.
야,
Doesn't quite cover the shot rock.
Jag tror det kommer ner lite.
Leaves the intern side open.
Ja, det är fel.
Clockwise rotation. So Hasselbirg can actually see good 3/4 of it. Auberg's come down and hit that and roll behind her own corner guard. Needs to curl a little bit more. Just doesn't hit it enough. Ends up rolling out.
10-7 till 8.
Jättefint satt, Fia.
Ja. Vad sa du?
Well, the Koreans, instead of
Det är bra spel, Fia.
running the corner guard, opting to stay on the offense and draw behind
Det är bra, Liv.
their own center guard.
방금 이구였어요.
Det är bra. Vadå för något?
Hyun Kim.
Det var ju sent i omgången. Eller sent i matchen. Men hon gjorde det.
들어올 것 같은 경희가 와야 돼.
Nu var det...
나 계속 와야 돼. 좀만 더 경희 좀만 더.
24 years old, trying to draw behind that guard. Just doesn't finish for her. Comes up a bit short.
Kan man gå på övre?
Vilken fart sa hon?
Kan man gå på övre och vicka in i bot?
Not sure if she can get the inside roll there. She really has to get tight to the guard. Just going for the takeout. Agnes Nachnauer. Doesn't look like there's going to be an inside roll. Left a better roll there, opportunity for the Koreans. Busan Club is in the southeast corner of South Korea. About a 4 or 5 hour bus ride from the airport in Seoul, Incheon. A nice little fort rink curling sheet there, great ice in there. DJ Gang out over there quite often making ice. Always got top ice to train on. And Peter Gallant from Prince Edward Island, spending lots of time over there working with his team. Again, doesn't get the inside roll.
Lite rakare här.
Ja, den håller farten bättre på den där sidan. Det tappar ganska mycket här på inhand.
근데 이걸 세우면 중에다가 안 들어와서 좀 그럴 것 같긴 해.
Problem with hitting this yellow one, you may not, if you don't get the roll, you won't be in the rings. That would allow Hasselbirg to draw into the house. So should be looking to get a roll here, a bit of a roll to get a piece of the rings. Get a counter.
Bra Liragi. Jättefina farter. Nu är det ruskigt sköna.
No roll there, at least not to the inside. So now Hasselbirg will take that opportunity. Seem to be indicating she'd like to go behind the guard. That yellow guard, the long one that they put up early in the end.
Tror ni 10? Gillar ni det?
Ja, 10-15.
Ja.
Topp 8 bara är bra. Alltså topp 12 är bra.
Ja.
The other semi-final has completed the second end already. No scoring again. Another 0 on the board.
Känns mycket fartigt. Känns mycket.
And that over curls and provides another center guard. Team indicating immediately she wants to go behind it.
Men vad ska jag sätta upp pris då?
Nej, vi ska bara hålla ner sopan fast den är lång. Ja. Alltså vi får väl sopa fast den är bara 4. Ja.
Helvete vad den bröt.
She gets one top of the forefoot. She'll be in a really good position to steal. Needs to finish, and it needs to stop. Just goes a little too far.
Det blir trångt att ta 2, men samtidigt om vi inte sätter trippen så är det ju, eller i alla fall dubbeln.
Det är Sara.
Tror nästan vi måste runt Anna.
Det ligger poäng men så tror vi
So because our rock went too far, Hasselbirg now can draw down on top of it. Doesn't necessarily set up her 2, but it does take the steal away.
14-15.
from Kim.
1.
Jag tror hon läste den förra.
Ja.
Vad hade ni på förra?
05. 10-12 då.
Nej. Ta det lugnt då. Vänta. Nej. Helt okej linje. Bra linje. Jäveln. Var med.
Håll ner tjockarna.
Wow.
Bort. Ja. Full fyra bort. Bort fyra. Linje. Bra fart. Hårt. Hårt Agnes. Hårt. Gå.
And a good shot here from Agnes.
14-1.
Good weight, good
Det är
line.
bra.
Bra spelare. Ja, jag hade samma. Bra.
Bra koll.
Bra känsla Sara.
Bra skött. Vad hade ni?
Lane shot with one rock.
05.
Ja.
14-1.
Ja.
14-17,
Det känns som samma som dit. Det kommer vara lätt nu.
Jaha,
14-1 sa Fia. Och där var 14-1 på min då. Så det borde stämma ganska bra.
14-5, 14-3 stämmer också.
Ja, jo, precis. Det stämmer vilken som. Bra skippat.
Nej, mamma tror inte.
Man känner att den skulle komma ner också.
Jag tror att kanske att vi kan vara, om vi bara vill tänka på att hjälpa sopan så att man inte ekar den. Att man typ...
Och sen gå till 100.
So this rock ends up as a guard.
저는 약하게 나왔는데 좀 괜찮아 보였어. 좀
Looks like
약하게 나왔어.
trying to force Hasselbirg into taking one, giving up the hammer here.
Bara ligga här.
Jävligt farligt om man visar så. Jo.
Man vill bara inte ge dem någonting här.
De har den också. Frågan om man bara vill lägga upp den så att man kan skjuta sen.
Det blir jobbigt dock om de skulle sätta den. Måste vi ligga?
Vi kommer ju hit.
Ja, absolut. Jag bara tänker om man visar en flisa så bara spinner de av den.
Ja.
Alltså optimalt är ju att hamna här.
Ja, så är det.
Jag vet inte om
Vart
jag
man
tycker
ska
det är
lägga
optimalt, Sara, för då är ju skjuten
De kan ju
där.
skjuta så.
Ja, jo i och för sig.
Alltså då ligger
Vart
det
vill vi
ena som
hamna då?
stoppar. Det är det jag funderar på, om man ska bara lägga den så för att
Bara komma ovanpå här liksom.
komma
Eller?
ovanpå så
du kan skjuta
eller
på
så
nästa.
för att skjuta sen.
För 2.
Så att man kan skjuta deras också. Känns tajt.
Det
men
känns
kanske-
fint.
Gör det?
Alltså
Both
den
guards
bryter
out
ganska
front,
mycket liksom när den väl bryter. Men det är ju typ
mostly
det vi måste
Korean
göra.
rock,
Jag gillar
so
den. Jag gillar också den. Eller bara lägga upp en här.
can't really
Ja,
raise
alltså
any of
den är
them.
inte, men den känns nästan tajtare.
Jo, det gör.
Alltså skulle vi komma lite
The
kort
only rock that's raisable is that long guard on the corner.
så har vi ändå chansen på 2 på din sista om de inte gör något där.
Might be able to draw around it.
För 2, alltså
Vi spelar
fyra.
där.
Don't know if you
Försök spela
could
den
get
över
enough of
igen.
that button to
Alltså vi får nog gå ganska tajt på den här.
Absolut. Jag tänker att du nästan
Outcount
skippar den för att...
Tror du...
blue one in the back of
Kan
the
den,
forefoot.
den verkade ju sitta kvar på
Gonna
deras.
try the draw.
Skippa den för att stryka här, Sara.
Det är bra.
Needs to get
Så jag hade ändå 17.
past that guard on the left too.
Nej, jag hade på honom.
Not a big
16-2.
port to draw
Det
through.
kom långt ändå. Jag är ändå fjärde nu. Är du lite mer is?
And it needs to finish hard at the end.
Det är ju marginalkort.
14,5 typ.
Ja, mot 14,8.
Vad vill ni lista? 10, 20?
Ja, det är bra. Ska aktivas.
Ren!
Ja, lite långt.
Japp!
Bra linje.
Japp! Japp! Hårt! Hårt! Nej! Ren! Nej! Nej! Helt upp, inte 10.
Past the long guard.
Nej. Eka
Oh,
den.
it's gonna finish.
Nej, Eka. Fia. Nej.
It's looking pretty good.
Ingenting.
And very slight bounce. Nice shot.
Snyggt.
Very nice shot.
Man ser inget.
It'll be half open, but with the
Bra.
blue on there,
Det är bra.
The jam possibility is pretty big.
선영아.
이거 근데 잘 못 맞으면 이거 뭐.
It's a great shot from Anna.
근데 지금 들어올 길 없다 아니에요?
아니면 막고 있지.
그냥 여기 막으면 안 돼. 그냥 들어올 길이 없잖아. 그러니까 그냥 막는 게 좋을 것 같아.
You see how well it's covered too.
저 가을 때문에 여기까지 들어오긴 너무 힘들겠지.
좀 애매할 것 같긴 한데. 근데 어차피 쟤들이 우리가 여기 안 막아도
Raise that blue one on the right, straight back.
할 게 없어. 지금 들어오로는 할 수 있는 게 없어.
1,
Try
2번이야?
and double those two out.
다른 거 노란색으로 다른 거 할 것도 없잖아.
여기쯤 하면 되지 않을까?
아니면 저기 그냥 막는 걸로.
Yellow sitting 1 and 2.
근데 이거 때문에 조금
By the looks of it, they're going to throw up a guard and concede 2 points. Don't want to give up 3, I guess. There's a possibility to run back that blue one on the right-hand side onto the yellow. Maybe split both of them off, but because that blue one's sitting in the back of the forefoot, one of them might just end up getting stuck.
경혜, 이거 히트 롤에서 들어가면 3점까지 날 수는 있어?
뭐
이쪽에 파란색 살짝 맞고 롤 되면
오토바이요. 이거 흰색 거의 비슷해요.
비슷해? 아,
버튼이랑
알겠어.
비슷해.
어차피 근데 쟤들끼리 위에 있어가지고 버튼 들어갈 수 있는 구멍이 이제 없는 것 같아. 방금 얼마 나왔는데?
19.
19?
응. 3? 2반 3.
Hasselbirg always ready, trying to figure out how she's going to get a third rock in there. Kim is just wanting to put the guard up, concede the 2 points.
계속 와.
계속 가야 돼.
Just plugging that hole.
För risky och det är ju liksom typ att spela ner där.
Ja, nej, det kommer vi inte göra.
Sätter den sargen, va?
Vi får inte plats där, eller?
Jag tror fan inte det. Alltså
vi kan komma från putten lite. Jag tycker vi kan gå vidare.
Ja, jag tycker också det.
det finns ingen risk med den då.
Nej, fan. Alltså den här är ju jätteövergömd och även om du skulle...
Alltså vi kommer ju inte komma hit.
Nej,
Men jag tänkte om man kunde
vi
spela
kommer ju
bak
behöva...
4 och dutta till den lite.
Det går inte. Alltså den är bara ingenting. Jag vill fan inte tappa mitt spår, tror jag.
Oj.
Last rock here in the second end. We've seen some interesting play already in the first 2 ends.
Alltså den är
And
ju
a
en
great
halv
shot there
övergömd. Den är ju
with
mer övergömd.
Hasselberg's first rock.
Nej, skit i den.
Ta med stenen bara, jag behöver inte sätta den.
And she's decided to throw this rock away. She's not going to play it. Figures she could do more damage by trying to play it. She takes her 2. So great draw.
Nej, den var ju rejält övergömd.
Not much there for her last rock. Takes 2, and that ties up the game after 2 ends of play.
Jag vill inte förstöra min skål, säger Anna. Man bara, jävla chicken.
Jag skojar.
Nej, jag vågar inte spela. Ja.
Bra tjejer.
Men bra tålamod. Vi ser till att hålla det lite enklare, tycker jag.
다시 이전 보고 보고 상황 봐서 보고.
지금 그렇게 안 닦으면 좀 많이 죽는 것 같아. 안 닦으면.
Alltså som spelare och som skip så kan vi så här, för att man ska våga hålla ner sopen, så kan vi... Ja, men att man inte behöver säga så här, wow, utan vi kan så här, linjen är helt okej och så kan man våga hålla ner sopen.
Lite tempo bara.
Ja.
아. 보기가 너무 힘들어. 방금도 진짜 이만큼 거의 떴어. 아 진짜? 응, 그만 들어갔어. 응. 그래서 어떻게 해도 그냥 이렇게 떠나야 돼.
내가 아니면 닦아내야 돼.
그냥 말하면 괜히 바뀌면은 안 될 것 같아.
We're just about to begin the third end here at the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. We're in the Dunderee Curling Arena, just north of Stockholm, Sweden. Semi-final action here between the Koreans, Team Kim, and the #1 ranked Anna Hasselbirg, team from Sweden. Kim ranked 8th in this event. Already knocked off the second place team, second highest ranked team in this event. And on the other semi-final, we have Pats against Christensen. That's ranked number 10. Christensen ranked number 39. Pats takes 2 in the third end to take a 2-0 lead in that game. As we saw Yomi Kim play her first rock, another perfect draw in behind that center guard. Albergs will come down and try and freeze on top of that. So lots of offense in this game, some great shots. Certainly interesting setups. Who will crack first? Both teams taking advantage of the hammer. Both teams scoring 2 points when they had the hammer so far. And that comes up just a bit short. Albergs wanted to be down on top of that blue one, frozen to it. And Kim opting to draw to the side now. There's not a lot of room to draw to in the middle of that pack. Kim has the hammer. She wants to keep the game to the side anyways. So next weekend, these ladies will all be going to Basel, Switzerland for the Women's Masters there. Most of these teams. 6 Asian teams here in this event this year. 3 from Japan, 2 from China, and this Korean team. So good Asian representation. Develop more and more top teams playing on the tour, traveling around the world. Agnes Knochnauer playing second rocks for this team, Hasselbirg. This team will be going to the Olympics for Sweden. And of course, Kim will be heading to the Olympics for Korea.
10-2.
Det är bra. Det är bra, Li. Det är bra.
The other semi-final, Switzerland, Swiss team Pats from USA KOR. Christensen, I believe they, well, certainly the Swiss need to play an Olympic qualifier. That's going to take place in about 10 days. 3 teams involved in that. Pats, Felcher, and Tiransoni. The winner will go to the Europeans and then on to the Olympics to represent Switzerland. And I believe the Americans also need to play a qualifier. So Korean sitting 2. And Hasselbirg will take out the open rock on the left-hand side. Keep it hard. Roll it to the middle. Just about rolled enough.
반대 없는
No
거예요.
inside roll there.
웨이트 핵 정도 하면 할 수는 있을 것 같은데 좀 앞에가 좀 타이트하게 돼 있어서 아니면 백으로 밀고 이거는 별로?
그것도 좋아해요.
아니 나쁘지 않으면 핵도 나쁘진 않은 것 같아. 맞고 여기까지 가는 게 좋을 것 같긴 하다.
네, 핵이 나을 것 같아요.
I think she might want to come down, hit this, and roll back to the outside. Get away from that center. That seems to be the call.
웨이트 좋아.
먼저 기다려줘.
She's all over the guard. Stu just misses it, but she's got the top blue one. Splits them.
왜 이렇게 많이 죽었지?
꺾이는 것 같다 이게. 더 많이 꺾이는 거.
4번 이상한 거 같아.
Not really what Seon Kim wanted.
처음에는 엄청 잘 뽑았거든. 근데 뒤는 완전 깎았어.
Hasselbirg would like to hit this and roll into the middle. Hit two behind those center guards.
Alltså jag gillar isen, Anna.
Jag kan gilla minska också.
Okej, 10.
Mittlina.
Sarah McManus, her first rock here in the third end. Wants to hit and roll into the middle. Looking pretty good. Great roll. So now Swedes sitting two behind cover.
나올 것 같잖아.
얇게 세게.
Bra, härligt. Bra skippat, Anna. Jag säger att jag ska sopa in en sten när jag sopar de här vickarna nära en annan sten. Så jag bara...
Det känns som det, ja.
Clean up the front, get rid of those guards, open it up. She does manage to do that.
Jag tror bara så. Ja. Gillar att de får vicka framför då, eller ligga där.
Tror de gör dubben? Tror du inte? Vilken fart?
10, som Agnes där.
Min var 10-6.
Great open hit on the third shot rock. Korean one. Sit three.
Bra. Härligt. Bra. Bra. 9-8.
Bra tjejer.
Härligt.
아니 언니 이거 옆으로 맞으면 더블 안 돼?
이렇게.
치고 들어가자.
약간 비슷하게 있는데.
가까이 너무 비싸 있는 거 아니야?
웨이트 아니면 컨트롤 아니 노멀 컨트롤
아니 확실히 더블 되자.
좀 얇게 맞아야 돼.
아니면 치고 이렇게
이렇게
하면 안 돼?
맞으면 얘가
치고 일단
약간
위에
이렇게 움직일 수 있을
올려놓고.
것 같다.
저건 너무 낮죠, 사이드 있고.
컨트롤로 여기까지 가고 이렇게.
살릴 수 있어 우리들? 우리들 살릴 수 있어?
이것만.
더블하고 우리 거를 살릴 수 있냐고.
그러니까 웨이트를 컨트롤 정도로 해야 될 것 같다고.
저 좋아요.
얘 조금 얇게 맞고도 얘는 서고 그 다음에 얘가 같이 가줘야 될 것 같아. 이쪽으로 돼?
일로 하고 싶어요.
이쪽으로. 컨트롤?
좋아요.
아니면 1번 이거부터 살려 그러면.
Jag ville...
Didn't get the roll she wanted. She was looking for. She would have liked to have been in front of that yellow rock.
Spelar du 10, Anna?
This rock is fairly open for Hasselbirg to remove.
Skicka framför.
Ja. Vad är marginalrullen då? Chop eller?
Ja, exakt.
Hellre Anna bara vicka dit.
Ja, det var det jag ville.
Ja, inte helt framför.
Ja, precis. Så vilken sitter kvar? Mitt på linan.
Tror du unset mindre?
Rent.
10!
Ja.
Ganska mycket fart.
Ja! Hårt! Järnet Agge, gå! Hårt! Hårt! Käften. Okej.
Vi ser bara varsitt håll.
Good hit.
Ja, 10-2.
Det är bra.
Bra spelarna.
10,5 eller?
10-2 är det.
10,2. Ja.
Det var ganska lös slide med bra sättning.
Ja, jag var lite tajt ditåt så la jag upp den mot
Ja.
Så den
Det
blev
är bra.
Problem is hitting that top one and rolling over doesn't put her in shot position.
Känns det som. Hennes hängde ju kvar.
근데 이거 했다가 이렇게 되고 야들 치고 하면 우리가 더블 해야 돼. 우리가 이렇게 하고 야들 치면 우리가 들어올 길은 있어.
Så är det. Nej. Och sen så bara nu börjar jag
펌프가
Maybe she can hit and roll this yellow and hit this yellow one on the forefoot, the one that's just behind the broom. Maybe roll over to the left a little bit, get a little bit of cover on that yellow one on the right. Still see it shot. The nose hit here will just force her into one at the end.
Antingen så har vi av den eller så vickar hon helt bakom. Säg att hon vickar halva. Har vi spelar keyring eller vad? Alltså att hon visar halva och halva gömd. Förstår du?
Young Kim, first rock here in the third. Looking at 3 Swedish counters. If she can get a little roll, I might set her up for a deuce. But she's going straight hit. Now Hasselbirg can go for that roll and cut down the room for the draw for Kim in the last rock.
Lite tajt på förra. Jag tror att det finns mer bryt här ändå. Men jag kan gilla 10-2 med den här.
Jag kan gilla mindre is också.
Så. Vi spelar samma. Hon var rätt tajt ändå på förra. Så att, jag tror det här kommer gå betydligt rakare.
Samma fart 10,5.
Ja, då blir det typ allt.
10-2, 10,5.
Vilka lite där vi grymma.
Ja, gömma inte där då.
Ja, exakt.
Vilka gömma inte där då?
Gillar ni isen?
Ja.
Ja, gillar den.
Jag tror att det kommer finnas lite.
Jag tror ändå att det där är okej is för en raksättning också.
Ja.
För ofta kan jag gå på.
Spelar du 10-2 igen? Eller?
Ja.
If Hasselborg can get that roll to the right and behind cover there, that will really make a tough shot for
Lite mer!
Kim with her last.
Lite mer! Wow! Ja! Wow! Red, ja! Yes! Hårt! Nej! Nej!
Close.
Nej! Gå Aggie! Gå. Bra.
Oh, that's really good.
Skippa lite.
Sorry.
Great shot.
Bra, 4.
And that'll force
Jag ska sätta rakt och så hookar
Kim to draw
Då tänker jag
to the
att
button.
Och samma fart.
Det var inte alls som jag hade tänkt det. Jag tänkte rakt.
Against 3
Men jag hookade.
Swedish counters. Needs full forefoot.
jag ska släppa den lite utåt och så sätter jag
Du satte den som den förra.
Piece of the button.
Ja, exakt. Jag tyckte det var bra.
Last rock here in the third end.
Eller ska man kan skippa från linan som står kvar?
05.
5일.
아까 마지막 거 4반 나왔어.
근데 이때까지 들어온 웨이트 좀 릴리즈가 다 약했어.
아 근데 웨이트도 약해.
그러니까 웨이트 릴리즈를 보고 가야 돼. 이때까지가 다 약해서.
차는 것도 좀 세게 차야 돼.
05? 05일?
Ja, ja. Alltså jag tycker att det är jättelugnt när jag skippar linan. Då känns det som att man bara, det här är ju hur lätt som helst. Men när man själv sitter hemma.
Young Kim. Last rock.
약해.
웨이트 보고 봐.
약해. 가야 돼, 성경아.
나이스 좋아. 웨이트 보고.
Sweeper's working it pretty much right out of her hand.
가야 돼.
나 영미 이제 영미.
웨이트 봐.
웨이트 봐. 웨이트 보고 가야 될 것 같은데.
Looking pretty good. Need to get a piece of the button. Don't oversweep it.
와야 되는데.
Great shot.
아니 보고 가면 될 것 같은데 웨이트.
Draw for one
pas으면 됐잖아.
그러니까 아니
here in the third.
보고 갔으면 될 것 같은데 굳이 경혜를 왜 다시 불러서.
아
And
물렀는데.
that gives Kim
Jättefina
3-2 lead.
그러면.
And Hasselbirg gets the hammer in the fourth.
아니 그러니까 둘이서 가면 되는데.
Det fortsatte så ser vi till att passera våra lugnt och fint. En tvåa. Ja, få ut konen och få ner den.
Vad nice det är när vi ändå går med soporna nere, för de får ju ändå
Ja.
byta lite bara att
Alltså
de
jag
inte så
tror att vi ska lägga
här
kåren åt det hållet. Jag tycker den här sidan är lite trickig alltså.
Spelar den på den sidan.
Jag tycker också det. Vi
Okej,
gjorde
Laria.
det förra matchen på
Ja,
den
den här sidan känns trickigare för den känns som att så här, det är ett litet rakt spår på linan. Men sen finns det curl. Men det curlar mycket så också så att det är liksom, ja jag vet inte, den är lite svår att läsa tycker jag.
Det är bra. Ja. Tycker du att Fias andra är lite segare eller?
Jag tyckte den gick på, alltså hon hade bara ändå en flowigare slide och lite till aktiv och lite hårdare split. Och sen så bara, vi lämnar 8 små sopar stanna nära liksom. Och den kom inte ens in i sidespåret.
Nej.
Den var ju plats hela vägen bara.
Nej, jag tycker den är lite, jag tycker båda är bra. Den är lite värre.
Because the Koreans scored the one in the third, they begin the fourth end. We're here with World Curling Tour Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. And we're being treated to a really good game. Both teams playing very well. Making some great shots. Some clutch draws.
Bra linje! Räcker där! Det är bra.
Classical start.
이해할까? 이해할까? 방금 잡혔어?
Corner guard for the team with the last rock.
1러.
Kim will now want to
아까 이게 좀 잘 나온 것 같아.
put a guard on that center rock.
잘 나가던데.
Christensen in the fourth comes up with a 2 of her own. So that game's all tied up at 2 each. Against Pats from Switzerland. That young American team has been playing really well all weekend. They only lost 1 game. And that was against Pats in the last round robin.
Ska vi vicka hela vägen ut eller?
Lite till. Bra fart! Riktigt! Riktigt!
11-8!
Nej!
11-8!
Nej!
12-2! 12-2!
Ja! Nej!
11-8!
Ja! Ja!
Bra, perfekt fart!
Bra!
4번.
Jag var försiktigt, vill jag säga.
Bra snack. Oj jävlar, hon höll på att ramla.
Jackie!
Ganska rakt där. 11!
Jämn och fin kvar här, Anders. 11.
Men gud! Vilken fart spelar vi?
11.
Tror du mot 11-3 eller är det 11-0?
11-0 tror jag. Jag tror att det är ganska släppt, känns lite kall och ditåt.
Nachnauer will be looking for that roll after she hits this blue one in behind her own corner guard.
11-2!
Lite ner. 11,5.
Gets the nose.
Bra lira, Aggie.
11,5.
Kim will be looking to roll the other way behind the blue guard, center guard. She wants to keep the game in the middle, not having last rock advantage. Hasselbirg, of course, would like to have the game on the outside, on the wings. Try and score 2.
Deras rörde sig ju ganska lugnt där då.
Vad tror du det?
Håll på.
Eller jag tycker inte för deras.
Oj. Vad är det där för liten Sweden? Gullis. Va? Nej, hon är... Ja, nej. Vad är det där för liten Sweden, sa jag. Så är det Jackie.
They'll get the roll, but they'll roll too much. Will they stick around in the rings? Just gets the biter.
Vad bra, eller?
Jag tror också det.
Min gled är nog ganska
Fias
lång.
gled långt.
Tror din kommer gå lite rakare här, eller? Jag tänkte att min åt upp lite kallare.
Där har du Aggie.
Ja.
Den är där! Bak 8! Bak 8! Bak 8! Bak 12! Bak 12! Det är risk.
She's looking a little long
Nej. 13-8.
out the back of the rings. So a mistake there from the Swedes.
Hade du korta Fia?
Koreans can switch to the offense, try and get a rock in behind that center guard, put some pressure on the Swedes.
Det var ett lätt spår där också i och med att det inte kallas jättemycket. Eller hur fick den?
Den har ju perfekt linje.
Ja, alltså, och jag tar. Ja, jag tror så här.
Det är inte svinmycket is heller. Alltså så här. Hon är precis på andra sidan linan.
야, 죽어요, 언니. 닦아야 돼.
That rock comes up quite a bit too short. Koreans not taking advantage of the Swedish mistake.
Man måste gå där.
Ja, jag tänker också, visar vi flisa så är ändå dubbel.
Det är fan svårt där.
Jag gillar inte spåret där bara.
Nej.
14-7 är de stannar gard.
Alltså, hon skickar, ja.
Det känns också som att det är ett sånt här slag som vi kanske
Samtidigt så
måste
håller
göra.
vi med.
Jag gillar det. Lätt spår då.
Ja, bra.
McManus will have an opportunity to draw behind that corner guard again.
Mycket igen.
Det där är fart. Håll ner.
Ja, ingen fara. Var med den bara.
Kommer fint.
Ja, fart.
Styr. Bara fart. Styr.
Var med den. Hoppa.
Topp 4. Topp 4.
Wow.
Bara
Plats.
fart. Nära.
Fia.
Nära Fia.
Fia. Håll. Gå Fia.
And this is looking much better. Nicely covered. Sitting shots.
Härligt. Ja, 22.
Härligt Sara. Bra.
Bra.
Bra skött.
컴하면 안 될까요?
그냥 컴.
럼블 때는 게 아니라.
이렇게.
네.
And we can see how well that is covered.
아니면 일단 열어놓고 얘들이 들어오면 그때 브리즈 가는 것도 나쁘진 않긴 해. 아니면 지금 어차피 들어가는 건 매우 비슷하긴 한데.
어차피 그래 똑같이 2-3이잖아요. 먼저 들어가는 게 나을 것 같아.
웨이트 8가지 괜찮아.
언니 아까 여기 많이 돌았어요.
아?
여기 많이 돌잖아요.
맞냐고?
여기 많이 돌잖아요.
이쪽 바깥쪽 하고는 아까 여기 잡으니까 이렇게밖에 안 왔어. 근데 이쪽 안쪽은 네 거 하는 거 말고는 거의 안 했는데. 근데 안쪽으로 들어가면서는 좀 돌 것 같긴 한데 여기까지는 완전 여기까지밖에 안 와서 많이 뻗긴 뻗었는데. 아니 많이 여기까지.
그래요 그럼.
Seems to have been a discussion about how much ice to give on the straw. It's really important here because she's ignoring that shot rock now from the Swedes. The Swedes have the hammers. She's going to try and get in there to the center guard first. So this is a really big shot in this end for the Koreans. That'll be perfect. Doesn't have enough legs. It's looking a little short. The line would have been good. It's just about 4 or 5 meters short. That's a big mistake. And now Hasselbirg has an opportunity to get a second shot in there.
Ta lite till Anna. 10. 15.
웨이트는 약해 아니면 주워?
좋았어. 4초 왔어.
Det känns som farten där va? Var med den Fia, bara var med den.
Perfekt linje!
Var med den.
Helst inte!
Wow.
Ja! Kommer ner lite! Helst inte!
Helst inte.
Nära! 8! Stopp! 4 nu! 4!
Wow, bara fart!
4!
Bara fart, vi är förbi.
4!
Ni kan eka om ni vill.
Ja.
And another nice shot. Good draw weight from
Sitta.
sliding behind the tee line. Draw weight there from McManus. Sliding behind the tee line just might give the Koreans the out. But for this time, Skip needs to come up with a big shot. And she's had great draw weight so far. And perfect draw on the third end to score one.
Bra skött Agan.
근데 김예희 지금 릴리즈가 너무 약해.
Young Kim needs to come follow that track down the Swedes just played.
안 나가 지금?
김예희께 너무 많이 죽었어.
Try and get right in front of that yellow rock.
내 마지막 거 얼마였는데?
19.
19?
Det var ju mer fart i kroppen men den gled ändå ganska bra va?
Du har 17 på den, 18 på den.
세다.
7, 8, 기다려. 7, 옆에만, 라인. 6, 7, 웨이트만. 천천히. 7,
good.
Ja, det är jag.
A lot of room. It needs to curl. Could have swept it a bit at the end, maybe. Yellow still shot. The angle's pretty good.
Fast vi vill inte ta bort den.
Insida.
Ja, vi är skott. Nej. Alltså lägg upp den för skjuten.
Just had too much room past the guard. They could have got a little
Vad sa du?
tighter to the guard.
14-6 var hennes. De höll ju upp ganska mycket också.
See here, the angle is still pretty good.
Vad hade vi på mig så
Although it
här?
isn't shot.
Nej, mindre va?
Yellow is still
Nej, jag
shot.
tror vi hade typ så här. Vill du ha så?
Nej, ta lite stilla. Där.
Jag hade ju dock fart dit, Anna. Så går vi med sop så borde det vara bra.
Topp 4.
Jag har inte råd att dutta för vi ligger 1 nu.
Vill inte lägga kortare?
Nej, jag vill lägga upp den för skjuten.
Bara frysen.
Marginal kortare.
Alltså självklart marginal. Men jag har inte råd att dutta.
Nej, absolut.
Men och har vi inte perfekt linje för insida så lämnar vi den.
Ja.
Sara! Har vi inte perfekt linje för insida så lämnar vi den!
Har vi samma is som Sara?
Lite mindre.
Alltså,
Jag tror att det har käkat lite kallt.
ja, vad hade ni på deras? 14,5. Tror jag att det har lättat upp mycket.
20 eller?
Ja. Känns lite kort.
Japp!
Det kommer nog vara kort. Åtta! Jag har 40.
Bra linje! Japp!
Åtta!
Bra linje!
Det kommer inte vara ner!
Perfekt linje!
Bra linje!
Åtta var det! Kolla!
Det är bra linje!
Nära 12!
Jättefin linje! Gå järnet! Du håller det jättebra!
Byt och kör!
Byt! Äge! Gå! Japp! Japp!
Gå,
Japp!
gå!
Den är inte ner!
Gå! Hela vägen, Agnes! Hela vägen, lite mer, lite mer, lite mer, lite mer. Det är bra sopat, tjejer.
Bra snack.
15-9.
Ja. Det är bra. 16 då. Ja, just det.
Det är bra, Anna.
Ja,
Det är bra sopa, tjejer.
det är bra.
Det var en jättefin linje.
아 이렇게 가르쳐야 되지 않을까?
그냥 얘 앞에 먹는다 생각하고.
여기 그냥 가르치기에는 이것도 있고.
근데 이거 이렇게 때리진 않겠지.
근데 이쪽이 이렇게 돼 있어서 어렵지 않을까?
라인은 있긴 있어.
이렇게 때리면.
So the Koreans would be pretty happy if they could force.
어차피 저쪽일 거는.
아니면 차라리 이렇게는.
네, 이걸 하나 막는 게 나을 것 같은데. 어차피 이쪽으로는 때리기
Force the
힘들잖아.
Swedes into taking one.
이렇게 하면
You don't want to do anything that will allow Hasselbirg to make 2 or more. And there are 3 yellow rocks in the house.
웨이트 세 위로 한 둘.
So she really needs to make sure she's protecting her own, not setting up some sort of double. And looks like they might be trying to just throw out the guard, plug that hole. Take away the raise. The other guards out front are all Korean, so that's to their advantage.
둘.
Last rock here for the Korean team in this 4th end. Looking to force Sweden into taking one. Hasselbirg. They were looking at taking away that raise on the blue, on the yellow.
근데 그게 닦으면은 너무 여기로
So
옆으로.
the way they're cleaning the ice, it's looking like a straight draw.
여기서는 확실히 저게 불이 치는 웨이트인지 그걸 모르잖아. 그러니까 내가 지시는 못하는데 너희가 안에서 좀 봤을 때 아 이거는
나는 라인이 더 바깥인 줄 알았어.
For Hasselbirg,
라인 바깥인 줄 알았어.
it's got a long way to curl to get in there.
Ja, 90. Vad tror du? 90-0.
She needs a piece of the button to score 2. So, I don't know if it'll curl that much.
Plats! Plats! Klarar ingenting.
Massa plats!
Massa plats. Klarar ingenting.
Nej, det är ingen linje.
Klarar ingenting.
Needs to make a move now pretty soon.
14-4. One.
No chance. So score of 1 for the Swedish team, and that will tie it up after 4 ends of play.
Det är bra.
3 each. There'll be a short break.
Jag hade behövt Dinkel. Where are you?
Det är bra tjejer.
Poäng tjejer.
Ja,
Yes, vi har bara hänger ut.
verkligen.
Ja, vi sa 8 omgångar.
Ja. Men...
Nope, that's not. So continue on right away.
릴리즈가 약해.
Start
앞으로 주는 게 없어.
the 5th end of this very interesting semi-final between Sweden's Hasselbirg and South Korean team Kim. Number 1 ranked in the world. Hasselbirg, first non-Canadian team to be ranked number 1, and also on the men's side, Sweden is ranked number 1 with Team Edin. They're playing currently in Basel at the Swiss Cup. Edin is playing Gushu in the quarterfinals this morning. And that game is all tied up after 7 ends, 3 each, with Edin having the hammer. Volsrud and De Cruz also in that quarterfinal in Basel, that men's quarterfinal. Blank end in the 5th between Pats and Christensen.
Jag vet inte, jag fick inte den. Sorry. Satan. Fin fart.
웨이트는 다 써주시면 좋을 것 같아.
어제 떴는데 조금 비슷하게 할까?
똑같이 할까?
Det är bra spel för jag. Fan vad den kan hålla. Satan. Sen tar vi en serie i taget. Det är bra. Jag ger fin fart.
좀만 더!
안 썼던데 좀 많이 잡았어.
안 들어갔어?
Det är samma spår som jag spelar i stort sett. Liren 11.
Den kom liksom hela vägen lite grann. Det var ett fint spår.
So lots of guards in play here already in the 5th end. Both teams continue their aggressive play and drawing really well. Nice little roll there from Swedish team, but it does roll a little too far. It's accessible from the out-turn side. And we can see it here much better. It's fairly open. Kim can hit this on the inside and roll back into the forefoot. So after 5 ends of play in the other semifinal, Pats Christensen, it's still tied up at 2 each. So both these semifinals, tight games, doesn't get the roll. Opportunity for the Swedes.
De hade 12.
I'm joined here now by the organizing chairman, Rolf Wikström. Rolf, thank you very much for coming in quickly. Have a few words with you. You must be pleased with the way both these semifinals are going. They're quite entertaining games.
Extremely pleased. It's amazing, and we're happy. There's 3 continents playing in the semifinals, from
Also,
Asia,
yep,
from North America, and from Europe. And I think it's amazing how they performed so far.
So you've had 6 Asian teams here, so that's that's probably the first time you've had that many Asian teams.
Exactly. We've been having some contact with China this year, so they the first time they actually came with 2 of their teams, and they have performed so good. Yeah, we're happy with that.
Right, and of course, really happy that the local team is the #1 ranked team in the world, is also still in the competition.
Of course, that helps. That helps a lot. It's
at least for the time being. We're not sure how this is going to go out. It's a very tight game.
Yeah. But of course, they mean a lot for us, Team Hasselbirg. We're happy that they are making such good over there in North America and in Canada. So, yeah.
First time for a Swedish team to be ranked, a Swedish ladies team to be ranked, or actually a non-Canadian team to be ranked #1 on the World Tour. So Swedes must be quite proud of that.
Of course, and as a start last year, I think their really progress started last year, and of course with a win at the SLCC. Before this, they had 5 second places, but last year they finally made it and took the title, and after that everything went so well for them, and this year they've started amazingly good.
That's right. Obviously the defending champion in this event.
Yeah.
And you took over this event 2012. You brought it along quite a ways. We've been working together for quite a while on this, and you've done a great job.
Thank you.
How have you seen your progression from your side?
Well, we started at, as you said, at 2012, and we started up with a project group. We're actually the same project group right now. We're 4 people that have been working with this since 2012. And we set up a 3 years plan, and then 3 years ago we set up a new 3 years plan. So we need to have another plan this year. But we said that we want to be one of the best tournaments in the world. So we started up with asking the players what they thought was the most important thing, and after that I think we've made some progress. There's amazingly high quality of the players coming to us and play.
Yes, you're certainly getting a good core of the top ranked teams off the World Tour here, and the prize money over those 5 years has done some upward movement too, which certainly helps. A nice hit and roll there from the Koreans, putting the Swedes under pressure.
Yeah,
So anything, how's the future looking? What are your plans that you can tell us about or that you'd like to talk about?
We have very interesting plans. I can't tell you everything.
I figured as much.
Yeah, but we are trying to get even better. And a part of that success is, of course, our partners. They are extremely important. And I think since we started 6 years ago, I think most of the partners are still with us. So that's a key factor, that they are always easy to work with, so to speak.
Better to plan year to year.
Yeah, it's much more easy. I think from last year, it's only one partner that actually didn't join us this year, and they had very good reasons for that. But I think they will come back. But that's, of course, wow.
Yeah, there's a bit of a jam there. Unfortunate for the Swedes. That was a pretty good shot. Didn't miss by much.
Yeah, the partners, of course, we had a very good relationship, and we hope to continue our development with them. That's the key factor. But also, of course, the players, to have close relationship with them and make them come back. That's also important, of course.
I see next, you've brought in you've got a partnership going on with a under-16 junior tour or tournament. Part of the Norwegian junior curling, or the Nordic junior curling tour, run by James Driver.
Yeah, James.
So, and they're over here playing a 6N semifinal.
Yeah, that's fun. They've been in, we have another curling arena quite close to Danderyds curling arena. They've been playing their group play over there, and now they have their final session playing aside with these players. So I think they're pretty excited about that.
Get to rub elbows with the big teams.
Yeah, you never know how long Team Hasselbirg will continue, so we need to also help the younger player to come up there.
Well, the Swedes have certainly, well, maybe you can tell the secret, the Swedes have over the years always come up with at least one top team. What is the secret? Norberg, Sigfridsson, and now and they all seem to be coming along at the right time.
Yeah, and also almost the same in the men's curling team. We're not more than 4,500 curling players in Sweden, so that's amazing. No, I don't have the key factor for that. I don't know, but it's of course Annette Norberg's success made a lot, but we also had a good team before her. But no, I don't know that.
The Swedes are quite amazing in sport for the size of the country. And how good the Swedes are in just about every sport, actually, is quite phenomenal. I was amazed by that.
But of course, the Swedish Curling Federation is doing a great job, and they are also a very small federation compared to other countries, I believe. But they are doing a great job and helping the ones that they think should be the best. And that's also in this tournament, Peja, our national coach. He's having a wild card, so he's always picking out the junior team to come here and compete against the best ladies. So,
and you've got some good Verano, who's played this event a number of times. They always perform quite well. They're got a lot of room to upward movement. I think there's lots of talent there.
Yeah, of course. And we also had a good team from Östersund. Maybe you heard about the soccer team over there, but they also have a good curling team at juniors, Sundberg. That was actually Peja's pick for the SLCC.
Right.
But, yeah. But Bruno is ranked in the top now, I think. So.
Yeah, she's moved up slowly over the last, just out of juniors, not that far, not that long out of juniors. So you're, I suppose you're hoping for a Hasselbirg win to have them in the final to
to fill up the stands and all the spectators coming. I hope the spectators will come anyway. And you know what, Armin, I have a relationship with all of these teams now. That's also a key factor, I think. The partners is coming back, but also the players. I mean, Pats has been here for quite a while, and Kim from Korea is also coming back. Christensen is new. It's actually the first time when I worked with it that the US has a team here. So I'm really happy that they've been here.
And they're doing really well.
Really well. Yeah, extremely well.
Yeah. That game's all tied up on that, and they're in the 6th end. Stelina Pats.
It's such a nice team. They helped us with the Pro-Am.
Yep. You on Thursday you had the Pro-Am. Tell us a little bit about what you did there.
Yeah, well, I gather all the partners, and they got to play with the professionals, and it's a so fun event, and it's a part of showing off the game. Maybe this is an important stone now.
Gets past the guard. She'd like a little roll there, and she gets it. And counting 1.
11-7.
Queens have the last rock. I don't know if they can get at that. That might have rolled enough.
Ja, men jag tänkte ändå 12,5.
Ja, okej.
Så det är därför jag tänkte att jag skulle spela.
All right.
So do you have any other projects that you're working on, or is any more you can tell us about where you're going with this one?
There are some negotiations right now. We obviously want to continue our progress, and maybe the next step. Maybe not next year, but within a few years, I think we need to move to a bigger arena and do something.
We would certainly welcome that from the tour side.
Yeah.
Well, this one is looking good, and she gets the roll the other way. What a perfect shot! Yeah, we've seen some great shots in this game.
Yeah.
Both teams not really giving any quarter here.
Jag tror typ inte att du kan träffa för tunt.
So you do a really nice job here dressing up this rink. How many people have you got working on the event here? You've got the whole club decked out in blue. And
exactly, we're 2 clubs that actually owns the arena here that we're playing in right now, and they've been helping. It's so easy to get volunteers helping out with all the transportation, logistics. Jan Rydheim is the head of that, and he's never having any problem with getting people helping out. I think it's been over 40 people for this event that are helping us out.
You've gotten quite a bit bigger here, I think, once we've bringing in the TV coverage. And
that means a lot, of course. The support from VCF, and that we can bring it out on TV and broadcast it. That means, of course, a lot. And help us with the progress.
Jag bara såg att det är jävligt trångt om vi fryser.
Vill du ta time?
So we get a timeout here. Hasselbirg in a bit of a situation. I don't know if the coach will be able to help much now.
Den är fin. Det är bra spår.
Det finns en skjuts också om man vill.
Då känns det mer marginal att bara dra. Alltså se att man hamnar här. Alltså så här.
Jag gillar
You want help with translation?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that would be great. What are they talking about?
Ja, alltså antingen
Of course, they're talking where they want to. They're talking about clearing or where they want to have the position of the stone. But
om man gör den nicken.
I'm not the one who should give them advice, I think.
No. We have Maria Pritz.
Den där är inte så jävla dum heller, Anna. Den är inte så jävla... Inte?
De har så mycket att ta två på.
De drar ju den handen då, så här bara.
Det känns ju som att det är frysen eller den, tycker jag. Det är typ de två vi har. Vilken kände du för först?
Ja, uppenbarligen.
Ja, du var ju liksom...
Det var ju redan där.
Det är antingen TT:n
jättetunna TT:n
eller frysen, känns det som.
So Listening to what Maria has to say.
Vi har ju ganska mycket marginal på frisen.
Ja, det har vi ju.
Alltså, så här,
Den är väldigt tunn.
jag måste ju alltid säkra träffen. Alltså, det får vi ju aldrig.
Du säger ju en tredjedel.
Jag får aldrig riska någonting annat.
Nej.
Alltså,
Gör ni dragningen då behöver ni egentligen som sämst komma bättre än den.
Ja men exakt, allt här liksom.
Vi har dragningen om vi vill ha den. Jag var lite inne på att vi ändå måste komma lite tajtare spår. Det finns ändå ett bryt på det här stället.
ingen given dragning heller.
Den är ju lite tajt.
Ja, den är lite tajt.
Jag vill verkligen gå på den här. Det var rätt på den här. Med de här running bandsen så är det en tunn jävla träff. Alltså, det är en 8/8 max kanske. Men...
Man kan ju inte träffa för tunt.
Vad tycker du Maria? Vilken var din spontan?
Jag hade gjort dragningen men ni var inne på TT:n först.
Ja,
så gå på
Looks like the time is running out for the coaches.
Du har bägge Anna. Så.
Maria says she wanted to go for
Om vi
the
skulle
draw,
dra, vad skulle
but
du ha för
Anna
is då?
wanted to do
Typ
the
så här,
hit
va?
and clearance, but
Och så
it's
drar
a
det fart dit
hit
va?
on the
Vi har haft
first
mer.
row.
Du hade lite mer på
I think
mig
it's only
och
one
jag
way.
gick ju gard.
Ja.
Jag tänker mig så.
Jag tänker också det.
She's certainly looking
Vi har
at
dragit liknande dragning.
she doesn't make her shot here, giving up 3, so she's got to come up with something big.
Alltså nej, alltså att den får
3 in
finish
this
så
game
skulle
right
vi
now
bara
would be a
snipa
huge
där så
score.
kommer vi få finish. Tror jag.
Ja alltså,
Koreans have
linjen
the
kommer
hammer.
alltid komma.
Maria Pritz,
Alltså,
of course, many years with Sigfridsson.
jag gillar också den.
Very successful
Men jag tror mer än det där du visade Anna.
team.
Alltså när vi drog, när vi hade en på linan. Då hade vi här.
Nu ska vi ändå korsa. Jag tror där.
Ja, jag gillar det. Det är ett fint spår här.
So they have decided to follow the coach's advice. Okay.
Det känns som min hade fart där.
Ja, alltså jag tyckte att den hade...
So sometimes really tough for the coach because by the time the teams call the timeout, they're already
Decided something else.
too deep into trouble. Now they made maybe an end or maybe a rock or two earlier. The timeout might have been a little more successful.
Yeah.
Vilken jag drog, vad sa du?
Men den var... Ja, jag tror det är lite
Hasselbirg
lättare
just
än den
needs to
där.
come up with a big shot. She wants to come down to that blue one, come around that yellow guard on the right, and freeze up, nestle up to that blue one, and cut down the space for the Korean skip. Hasselbirg with her last rock here in the 5th end. In a bit of trouble.
Bra fart! Nej, platt! Bra linje! Helt ner!
Line's apparently good. Weight doesn't look too bad either.
Platt! Perfekt linje! Platt! Gå Fia! Perfekt linje, gå! Ut! Gå! Gå! Mer! Gå!
Just come up a little bit short. Once she's out counted the one on the top. But I think
Det är bra spelarna.
the Koreans might just have a fairly simple split.
Den känns lite lös hela vägen.
Just need to touch that blue one and
Hade ni på korta?
roll in.
웨이트 아까 내 웨이트보다 살짝
Sure, you're ready to stick another
살짝
end?
있게나 내 웨이트 정도. 그래서 이쪽으로 이렇게 치고 들어오는 게 좋을
We'll
것
just
같아요.
watch this last rock
We'll
here,
watch this last one.
and then we'll
I have to see this one at least, but yeah, keep you another few minutes. we got to start the planning for 2018 now. So
Oh, we can do that right now, right here. Okay.
좀 많이
그래도 얇게 맞아야 되니까.
내거 방금 것도 초반에 완전 많이 살아오다가
좋아요.
거의 이렇게 얇게 살짝 이렇게
In the other semi-final, in the 6th end, Pat
잘못
takes
살면
the
이렇게 맞고 얘는
score
확실히
of 2
들어가긴 들어가야 될
to
것
take a
같아요.
4-2 lead in that
일단
game.
하나는 볼게.
근데 이게 먼저
Now the Koreans just got to come down, touch that blue one,
내 생각에는 웨이트 좀 있는 게
come
좋을
down
것
with the
같아.
outturn. Just nudge that blue one that's on the right hand a little further in and roll in themselves, and they can make 3. That would be huge in this game.
위험할 것 같아. 각이 이렇게 돼 있어서.
Such a tight game so far.
좀 얇아야 돼. 초반에 좀 많이 뻗어가긴 하는데 끝에 조금 돌아서 일단 라인 보긴 봐야 된다.
8번? 8번. 8번.
Last rock here for the Korean skip. trying to score multiple points. Sweeping it hard. She just needs to touch that one and roll in. This is looking pretty good. Just only gets the 2. That was close. It just overcurled a bit. But a score of 2.
What a great game.
In the 5th. Yeah, and this game has been really tight. Neither team wanting to give the other much room. And you see here, Kim takes a 5-3 lead after 5 ends of play here at the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. And I'm happy to be here with Rolf Wikström, who's the chairman of the organizing committee.
Men jag har inga tår kvar.
Also
Men gud.
running big curling.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about big curling?
Det händer ju aldrig att jag
Well, that's something, yeah, it's fairly new, but it started 2 years ago, and the curling clubs here, Djursholm and Stockholm, actually owns the arena. They thought this tournament started to be a little bit too big. They didn't want to risk the members. We started to have a quite high, what do you say, omsättning. What is that in English?
If I knew what it was in Swedish, I could tell you what it is, but in English.
Well, they wanted maybe to look at another way to run this tournament,
right.
and then we registered a new trademark called Big Curling.
Okay.
That's something that we hope to progress. Maybe that's the new thing we should do to maybe... You can see Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup in another shape at other places also, since we have the team and the management and everything to run a tournament. So that's what we are actually talking about, and that's the, so to speak, owner of Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup right now. And we love the cooperation we have with the World Curling Federation and with CCT, of course with you, Armin, and VCT. So we think that we could do... develop this together, and that's why we started what we call as Big Curling. And the thing why we started it was because the Swedish Curling Federation had their 100 years anniversary last year. And then we did what we call is one of the biggest curling events ever.
Well, it was quite impressive.
Yeah, we did it on a soccer field, 24 sheets, and celebrated the 100 years anniversary of the Swedish Curling Federation.
Was that a soccer field or for bandy? Or
bandy.
Bandy, yes.
That everybody knows about, I guess.
Right, yeah.
It's
outdoor hockey, right?
But it's an indoor arena. It's a beautiful arena in Sandviken, Göransson Arena, where we actually built the sheets.
And how many sheets you had there?
24. You can actually fit 32, but we didn't have rocks enough in Sweden, so we only had rocks for 24 sheets. So that was good enough. But there was 600 players.
We had a living room that you could bring down.
Yeah. Well,
and how many teams did you have playing in that?
It was 120 teams.
120 teams, and that was for the 100th anniversary of Swedish curling.
Yeah. So we played for 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, that sounds like big curling to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So we can do big curling everywhere in there. Oh.
Well, Rolf, I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you dropping by and.
Appreciate that I got a time to speak with you. This was fun.
Yeah, well,
next time I should maybe try to give you some advice about the curling.
But
I appreciate that I got time talking about the administration also.
I've seen some pictures of you curling, so I do see that you're a little bit active.
Yeah. Do you know how I play with?
No.
Our skip is Anders Kraut.
Anders Kraut. Okay, all right. Yes, of course.
So then you know.
Yes. Okay.
So then you know how to be addressed as a not so good curling player. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Rolf. Appreciate you coming by, and we're going to continue on with this game here. It's coming down to the close. In the last couple of ends. Looks like it's continuing the way it began, nice and tight.
Deras stenar glider så bra.
Klippa. Ja, klippa. Vad tar vi 2 då? Vi har en gard.
Vi har en gard och stenar spelar ner.
Ja, jag tycker också klippa. 10.
Ja. Där är den som kvalar lite.
Lite rakare?
Nej, flytta raka.
Rakare nu va?
Ja, det har du.
Lite mer! Wow!
9-8!
Wow!
Nära! Ja! Wow! 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 Japp! Japp! Wow! Japp! 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 Wow! Wow! Wow!
Bra!
Härligt! Bra!
Bra liragi!
10-0.
Grymt!
선일까지 한번 막을래? 아니면
막는
한 번 더 막고 한 번 더 막아?
네.
노란색 막아줘. 노란색 막는 걸로.
한번 켜야 될 것 같은데.
방금 몇 초야? 방금 그거야.
Anna.
2, 2방.
Det var inget tvärgång. Jag bara, för de var precis på väg att börja kalla så jag bara, nej, det går inte.
Det blev bra.
Jag kan gå till.
아니 셋이야.
So, put a bit of rocks in play again.
둘이면 그냥 와. 이따 와.
Brains will be
용민이
looking
그냥 가야
to
돼요. 계속 와야 돼.
guard up
계속 와야 돼. 와야 돼. 좀 타이트하게 와줘야 돼.
their rocks. Good guard.
Gillar ni den? Sure! Bara vi blir kvar med eget slagsten så gillar jag den.
Ja. Ja.
Ja. 12. Nej, 12, sorry.
Marginalen i garden.
Marginalticka garden och rulla in själva.
Ja. Det har Agi.
Ja! Bra fart! Hårt! 12! Järnet! 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 Hårt för ticken! Hårt! Gå! Bra fart.
Okej.
12-3.
Opening up that again. Of course, the Koreans will try.
웨이트 범퍼 너무 약한가?
I think they might try and remove that yellow rock now.
그냥 가드?
Getting late in the end.
하면 좀 힘들 것 같은데.
Hit 3.
이렇게 되고 이렇게
아니면
되면
1점 준다고 생각하고.
Yellow or blue onto yellow. Don't want to spread those around too much though. She wants to keep them in the middle of the rings. Problem is
노란색만 막으면
to spring that
상관없잖아요.
yellow one,
노란색만
she might
가드면
get too
근데
much
이거 이렇게 돼도 좀 별로지 않아?
movement
얘네
to the
스토리 너무
side.
많아지는데.
그럼 차야 언니.
She certainly doesn't want to put him behind the tee line.
차야
anywhere.
언니.
방금 선율이 거랑 똑같이 가드 가든지.
차야.
치자고.
För känslan jag har är att det kalar lite. Okej, ja.
웨이트 컨트롤러에서 하고 얘들 맞고 이쪽으로 가면
출발해야 될 것 같은데.
치자고.
Vi pratade med om spåret för att veta. Jag
약간
känns att det
바깥쪽
kalar
좋아.
där du spelade nu. Och Anna tycker att det liksom går.
Jag tycker det går jämnt där och lite utanför går det spikbra.
Här utanför så hämtar du, då blir det jättemycket kall. Går man utanför så
Well, that worked out quite well. She kept her shooter up in the middle in the front.
Man göttar dem där eller? Bara tjappdutta. Ja.
Jag tror att det kommer vara ganska rakt här på linan, Sara.
Ja.
11.
Ja.
Marginal, vilka ligger det då? Ja, så gick ut.
Ja.
Does set up a double though for Hasselbirg. doesn't get it.
Bra skippat. Jävlar vad det bröt.
Ja, vi håller ju helt upp. Jag tyckte det kändes som att den låg och slira som fan. Jag tyckte inte det. Alltså, jag tyckte det såg ut som att linan var på väg. Alltså.
Gushu steals 2 against Edin in the 8th end to win that game, that quarterfinal game, 5-3, and eliminates Edin from the Swiss Cup in Basel. World Curling Tour men's event going on in Basel at the moment. She wanted to keep her shooter into play there, Koreans.
Bra. Jag var inne på draget, men...
Ja, jag är också inne på dragningen.
Jag gillar draget också. Ja. Så vi kan inte så jävla svårt att placera den här långt.
Det enda vi är att de kan frysa bort det då, men...
Då får vi frysa i mitten, jag vet inte.
Tror ni 15 eller?
Ja. Jag tror det är samma båda.
Hasselbirg wanted to play the hit and roll. She would have been behind the tee line with the roll. She now opted to. Her team talked her into playing the draw. Turn draw around the corner guard.
Jättefin linje.
Ta med den lite. Nej, bra linje.
Kommer fint nu.
Nej.
Ta tiden lite.
Var med, Agnes.
Nej, ganska mycket fart.
Wow.
Nej, vi behöver inte gå.
Linjen är bra.
Dra fart nu.
Fia.
Ha kvar Lise.
Wow. Den är jättebra linje. Wow.
Bra. 15-0.
Det är bra.
Bra spel, Sara. Det är bra. Gud, bra skött. För jag tror jag satt på stenen när jag satt på dig. Jaha. Nej, Sara sa.
Nej, jag sa att vi inte behövde gå, att vi var rädda att gå i gard.
Ja, det är nog så att Fia kör. Jag tyckte också det var tajt. Jag tyckte också det var tajt. Men jag kollade precis så här. Så på linjen så här. Jag fick så här. Någon som sa Fia kör.
Samtidigt så kan det ju ges ett läge. Det kan ges ett läge också där vi får frysa.
너무 내려가는 것보다는
그냥 조금만 더 잡아줘. 조금만 더 중간 거의.
Jag hade kunnat gilla slaget också.
De var inte så mycket att stanna på där. Han får komma runt.
Ja.
Som ett
järn.
That's got to curl a lot. Not even close. Split in the rings. And take it back to make sure it doesn't set up a double. Well, that looks like a double.
Det är vilken framför eller TT igen? Vilken framför? Jag gillar den.
Marginal TT.
Ja. Alltså, min var 10-2. Den kom ju sjukt mycket, men jag tror inte att den kommer få riktigt det heller, för gick över. Jag kan gilla 11. Ja.
Ska det vara vilken eller?
Ja.
Jag tänkte det. Marginal TT. Ja. Längsta chappa liksom.
Nej.
11.
Gillar du den, Fia?
Ja. Gillar gå med stöd. Det vore nice. Går vi med stöd eller fri?
Vet du inte hur djupt vi rullar?
Bara vilka fri. Det är typ en tunn halv tredjedel på dubben. Och så är det väl en halv på vicken bara. Jag har råd att spela mot 11-2.
Hasselbirg. Turn double attempt here.
Rent!
11! Ja! 11! Gå
Gets it too full. Puts it on the nose.
Okej, Anna.
근데 어떻게 세워가고 지금 더블 덜 맞는가?
Kim can hit this just off the center on the right and maybe roll more to the left. Even the nose hit, the angle has become quite sharp. Makes that double a lot tougher.
컨트롤로 하는 게 나을 것 같아. 2로 해야 될 것 같아.
그냥 스테이야. 네. 바깥보다는 차라리 안쪽으로 롤이나.
Working hard already. Needs to stick around. Ooh, that might have, that roll might just have set up that double. Just needed to roll the other way, or at least get the nose. That inside roll. Hasselbirg has an opportunity to
Alltså de bryter så mycket,
double
tänker
these out and
jag. Även
score
min tia
two.
gjorde ju det.
Men nu ska vi spela helt andra handen.
Ja, du vill spela andra handen?
Ja, Agnes
Okej.
spelar där och det är fint. Jag tänker att det är en vikt hit bara.
Vi vill ju se till att han kommer ut sämre än den.
Absolut. 10, 3/4.
Ja.
Lite tunnare än så.
Jag tror där på en 10. Det är nästan 3/4.
Jag tror där på en 10,5. 10.
Jag gillar 10 om du gillar det. Tänker bara så att vi har lite, alltså så här, det är inte mycket rörelse i
In
stenarna
the
när de
seventh
träffar.
scores one.
Gillar du den isen?
No, that's not true. That was put in the wrong place.
Jag tänker att vi
Du sa det rörde sig
Pat
inte så jättemycket.
steals one in the seventh and now has a 5-2 lead over Christensen in the
Agnes spelade
going
en
into the
11
last
lite
end.
längre ut och då bad jag henne sätta den ganska rak och den rörde sig ändå bara till chappen.
Deras kom ju bra här. Den hämtar väl över linan, tänker jag.
Jag tror jag kan ta lite till. Där.
Så, ja. 10.
Vad sa du, 10?
10, ja.
Rör sig inte mitt i där nere, så vänta.
So double possibility here for Hasselbirg. Needs to keep her shooter in play to make her 2. Needs to remove both yellow rocks, or both blue rocks, and keep her shooter in play. Hasselbirg, last rock here in the 6th, looking to tie the game. Needs a double. Gets one, just misses it. Only gets the one. And that will mean a score of 5-4 for Kim after 6 ends of play, and Kim has the hammer. So advantage definitely to Korea.
Jättefint spelat. Ja, den sista. Ändå var ju ner, men
Men låt dem få dra 똑같이 떠도 되긴 한데.
첫 번째 스톤을 passera.
네,
자꾸 잘 넣어도 쟤네가 잘 붙여서 계속 붙여보니까.
계속 붙이고 밖에 안 나니까. 그리고 선양이 첫 번째 셔서 깨든지 그게 돼야 되는데 쟤들이 너무 잘 붙여놓으니까 자꾸.
Ja, jag tänkte säga Anna, jag tror de rundar. Tror de rundar.
누가 붙이지 않을까?
Behöver inte gå all in.
Nej.
Placera så vi kan göra det i alla fall.
Ja, precis. Lägger du nära först?
Lägg nära.
Ja. Det är väl där jag lagt den till på bilen.
Ja, det blir bra. Ta med om det går undsätt segar nu då. Ja. Betydligt mera gädda än de andra. Ligger där. Ligger nära.
Aggan hela vägen.
Kom här lite. Kom där lite du.
Riska ingenting, det känns här.
Det är bra. Du kan bara hålla rent flaggan, den ligger där. Kolla upp. Den är där, ligger där. Behöver inte gå.
Bara sitta.
Bra. 16-2. Vi måste också tänka på att det...
Jag tycker en till om någon drar kant.
And as we start the 7th end here at the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup, this is been a pretty tight game here. It looks like the Koreans have taken a little bit of advantage here. Hasselbirg only being able to score 1 in that end. I'm joined by James Driver. Scott's now living a few years in Sweden. James,
a few years, a lot of years now.
I didn't want to make it too old. James and I have been friends for a long time.
Yeah, it's almost 18 years now in Sweden. It's been a while, Armin.
James Driver, a World Junior champion, the youngest World Junior champion in 1991. That's how old he is. And again in 96. Also played on the British. And I actually have a jersey with James Driver on the back from those Olympic Games in Nagano. I think I don't know, I might have burned it or something. James Driver, part of the Olympic team in Nagano in '98, and also coached the Danish team at the last 2 Olympics.
Yeah, but now we're here.
And now we're here, yes. And now I just saw a nice picture of family Driver sitting in the stands. The boys are taking part of this. Are they part of the event? Or just so you're here with the. You're running a junior curling tour event.
Yes, we've got this.
Tell us about it.
We've got this Stockholm in collaboration with the SLCC. We have the Sumpan Junior Classic, which is an under-16 event, a long-running event. But we've managed to collaborate with the SLCC for this year, so we have our playoffs going alongside the main event here, which is a fantastic opportunity for these young kids to come out and play some curling on some great ice, and then also get to watch these fantastic ladies teams.
Yeah, so you this is part of the Nordic Junior Curling Tour?
No, this is just one of the Swedish events. And then we have the Nordic Junior Curling Tour, which is the stepping stone for them towards the next level, and then up to the World Junior Curling Tour.
Right, so you started well, this event is a new one with the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup?
Yeah, for this year it's a new idea for this year, but the event we've had for many years now.
Okay.
The Sumpan Junior Classic
so
is just
it happens to be on the same weekend, and you're putting it you're kind of connecting it a bit.
Yeah.
And letting the youngsters rub elbows with some of the big stars.
That's right, and especially this year with the Olympic year, it's fantastic for them to come in and experience the feeling of a big event. It's the first time for a majority of them playing on such great curling ice, and also to see these teams so close.
Yeah, and the #1 ranked team in the world here with their homegrown Hasselbirg.
That's right. She's actually club members for some of our juniors, so they're kind of used to seeing Anna around. So it's great that they can come and cheer for her.
Okay, but they probably don't see her under these conditions quite often. They see her training or something
That's
in the
right.
club, and she's quite normal.
Yeah, a bit more focused out here.
Yeah. So I've been watching any of this game, James?
Been watching a little bit of it, Armin. Yeah, it's been tight game as usual. It's 2 teams that are obviously going to be fighting it out, and
well, they'll be in Korea
at the Olympics.
At the Olympics, they'll be fighting it out. Yeah.
So I think these events, even it's a tour event, I know, but obviously when you're playing against another team that's going to be at the Olympics, they'll be gunning for each other to just get that little one-upmanship, maybe. It looks like Anna and the girls have been struggling a little bit. They're just behind the 8 ball, it seems to be, in this game so far.
Well, probably just the last end or so. The last couple of ends, they've been struggling a bit. First half of the game was really tight, both ends, both teams not giving each other any room. So tell us a little bit about the Nordic Junior Tour. You started that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, we're in our 2nd full season now, and the idea was basically to bridge the gap between playing on the national level and going up to the international level. And the idea with the Nordic Junior Tour was to make it, you're going out to play internationally, but not too far from home.
Right.
To make it slightly cheaper, so you don't have to take these long flights to go and play internationally. And it's been a great success. Last year we had a lot of teams out playing. We had 32 different teams out playing on the tour at one of the 4 events. We've got some great sponsors with Fox Glide clothing, who sponsored the winning teams, and we have Balance Plus, who sponsored the winning teams with equipment. So that's been great. And this year, to develop the whole thing, we've created together with Mark Kennedy over in Edmonton in St Albert's. We've created the Over the Pond Junior Curling Exchange. So Mark's going to send 2 teams from his junior event, under 18 event, and we're going to send 2 teams from our event over to Canada. So we're really excited about that development.
Sounds really good. And again, the idea of having a sort of a regional tour is really good. It would be good in Europe to develop some of the other regions in the same way. I'd like to see that happening. Of course, the next step up would be the European Junior Curling Tour after that, which is now part of the World Curling Tour after the fusion of CCT and WCT. So there's a great, with that, there's a great stepping stone for teams to come up and develop one level at a time.
That's right, Armin, and I think it's really important for them to go out and you know, some teams, they kind of get stuck in their own nation, and you know, to take that little step out and play other teams and see different ways of playing the event, and even, you know, being in different countries, eating different food. Even if it's in a Nordic region, it's still slightly different. Sure. So it's all the little differences that you know, make you develop into a really great team.
And the cost factor, of course, for these kids is a big factor in how much they can do and how far they can go.
Sure.
It's a great idea. I really liked it when you first mentioned it to me a few years ago.
Thanks. I was pretty happy with it.
And I just would like to see that happening in some other regions in Europe too. And that game is now a final over Pats Christensen. Pats wins that semi-final. And they'll be waiting to see who is, and that's by a score of 5-2 at the end. So a great show there for the Americans coming into the semi-final. And quite a young team too, developing quite well. They had a really good weekend. And lost twice to Pats now, though. They lost the last round robin game to Pats. Pats, of course, the 2015 world champions. And they're ranked 10th in the world, and they'll be waiting to see who wins this game here.
It's a fantastic field, though, here in Stockholm. There's some amazing teams playing this weekend.
So how long have you been in Sweden?
17 years, 2023. Then I've been in Sweden longer than I've been anywhere else.
Has it been that long?
So 17 years.
I remember our days in Switzerland.
So if I start speaking Swedish just during the broadcast here, give me a little nudge in the ribs and I'll get back to English again.
You might understand your Swedish better than your English. So fairly open end here for the Swedes, and they gotta, no, they don't have a deuce set up. They need a mistake in order to try and get that front guard into play again.
One of the other things I'd just like to mention as well, Armin, about the Nordic Junior Tours, one of the concepts that we had when we started the tour was to make sure that it's becoming so serious now, curling at the top level, and we see even a lot of the juniors are maybe going too serious too soon. And I'm concerned that they're losing the whole idea of the spirit of curling and learning the social part of the event, or the whole sport as well. I mean, for me, curling's the ultimate life sport. And one of the things that we have is that on each of the events we have a social gathering where they mix up nations and ages and girls and boys to make it a good fun event. So they learn to hang out with each other and have fun.
That's a great thing, James. I agree with you completely. We do tend to get juniors coming into the clubs, and the first thing we want to do is put them in a competitive team. And if they don't have a lot of fun there, they end up disappearing afterwards.
Yeah.
They should have fun with the sport first, and if they don't want to be competitive, just play the sport at a fun level. They may become competitive a little later.
That's right. I think we've tried to copy too many of the other sports like football, or these other sports that've got a lot of kids playing. But in curling we don't have that luxury as much. So we need to make sure we try and keep as many kids as possible playing the sport if they want to be, umpires or ice makers or whatever. It doesn't matter too much, but just they keep playing the sport.
So with that,
Det känns ju plattare. Det
Ja,
gör
vi har
det ju.
inte dragit en enda så, men jag tror så typ.
Kim rolling out there.
För det är väl framförallt alltså
Du vet att när de
slidespåret som blir
delade sin,
plattare.
den gick ju,
Hasselbirg getting behind that guard.
Could get a chance for a force here. This could be a bit of a game saver for them.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake from the Koreans there.
Yeah, you didn't want to roll out, that's for sure. I mean, there's even a split on this if she gets too close to the guard.
Inte gått så många hitåt.
Two rocks into play. She's trying to hide behind that, getting around the corner guard, try and hide behind it.
Men samtidigt så
Force
kvalade
the
in
Koreans into a
jag tror
draw.
det är lite slidespår.
Jag tror de farten som den som du drog hit.
Just heard the girls saying they were a bit concerned they haven't played this track too often in the game, so it's a bit of a chance for them. But like you say, Armin, if they take tight ice and happen to get the split, then they'll get the force anyway. So.
0,05 tror jag.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many outturns down this side, that's for sure. Anna Hasselbirg, last rock here in the seventh.
Farten är bra. Bra linje. Plats. 4, 8, 4. Den försöker nu. Japp. Den går nu. Ja, linje.
It's looking not bad this, Armin.
No, she's had great draw weight all game.
Oh, that's a cracking shot from Anna.
Härligt.
Don't get much closer past the guard than that.
That's a beauty, and you get the force here in the seventh, or
Bra.
if they get lucky, they might get a steal.
Grymt. Härligt.
Or is that just the Swedish side on top? Oh, I don't know.
Linje.
Anything's possible. This looks like she's going to try the run back here and try and, or is she trying to pick it cleanly? It's a little hard to say with this.
I'd be surprised if she's trying to pick it cleanly, because that's the only chance they've got to lose her too.
Run back ice, so maybe it's just draw ice, and we're just a little confused here by where she's putting the broom.
Maybe.
That could be just the intern draw that she's giving ice for, and not. It looks like draw. Yeah. She just decided to take the intern. Needs full 8 foot.
The sweepers are on this early, all the way down.
Yeah, they've been sweeping pretty well every single rock right out of their hands. Oh, does it have enough? Just barely. Didn't overdo it. Well, we can see how close that was. And that's a score of 1 in the 7th. And the Koreans now take a 6-4 lead in this game. Swedes get the hammer in the last end.
Det är ju superbrud det där. Det är det ju bara. Ja, topp 2.
Verkligen.
Ja, absolut.
Nu placerar vi varenda jävla sten.
Har vi här.
Ja, alltså 2 bakcorners, en bra runddragning och vi har 2.
Ja. Det är bra.
Lägger vi 2 corners?
Vi behöver ju inte, men...
Nej.
Men samtidigt så tycker jag tycker det är nice med 2.
Lägger de 2 in så tycker jag vi lägger 2 corners. Ja. I alla fall med dig.
We're back here at the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. World Curling Tour event, one of the top ladies events, or the top ladies events in Europe, no doubt. And we're in a very tight game here, down to the last end. The Swedes need to score 2 to force the extra end. They do have the hammer. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with James Driver from the Nordic Junior Curling Tour. Former curling. You still doing any curling at all?
A little bit, actually. Coming down to Switzerland in a couple of weeks to play with my brother and Lars Wieland. So it's going to be a fun event down there.
In Lausanne or something.
That's right, and now in Bern. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit, but.
Okay, you have to tell me when you come. I'll have to leave the country.
That'll be cheaper on the tab.
So you've got, I understand, in the Nordic Junior Curling Tour, you've got some development program coaching, and you're giving player awards and coaches awards for each event. Is that
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's that's another thing that I'm delighted that Balance Plus have helped us there. So at each of the events we have a development award for one junior boy, one junior girl, and one coach, and we're looking at different aspects. Where we look at, how they've acted on the ice. Is it good sportsmanship? Have they developed? We look how the coaches interact with the teams, and we try and give an award to someone that we think is going to help them develop their game and give them a boost, and someone that's doing it within the spirit of curling, basically. So we do this at each of the events, which has been a fantastic and very well received award.
That sounds very good.
And then we also have at each event a coach seminar, coach and parent seminar, to discuss, how coaches and parents affect juniors, and and a lot of this again, Armin, to talk about that. Don't push them too early.
Right.
Let the kids do the pushing, and you help them and support them. But we see it's starting to creep in a little bit too much that parents and coaches are pushing too hard, I think. That's my opinion.
Well, we see that in every sport, though, a little bit.
It's good to push, but
natural thing somehow. But
there has to be a balance.
Yeah, I agree. I think kids first thing, they need to have fun with the sport. I think they'll develop their competitive skills after they've got the first fun part behind them. And then you find out that competing can be fun too.
That's right. Plenty of time to be at the top.
And those that don't make the top, or not everybody can be at the top. You still want to keep them and let them enjoy the game without drumming them out of the curling club because they're not competing well enough.
That's right.
So 2 great guards set up here for the Swedes. I was a bit surprised with the first call, the second call the Koreans made. She actually wanted a center guard on that rock. She's got a 2-point lead, so I'm sure Peter Gallant was sitting at the top, wondering what was going on. But that rock slid into the rings for them. Well, that's no damage done there.
Yeah, it might make this slightly easier for Anna and the girls here. They've got the corner guard up, and they can use the stone in the top of the 12 there to maybe swing one in behind and slightly later on. Maybe get one round back 4-foot or something.
Well, I was referring to her taking out her own rock, that there was no damage done with that.
Okay. I'm just thinking now that there's only one left on the centre line. It might make it slightly easier for Anna
to get around it. Option to draw around that with the out turn is there for sure. Agnes Nochmauer trying to bring that corner guard into play now. And behind it, she needs to score 2 in this end to force an extra end.
Yeah, the rock placement is going to be really important here. This is the key shot for the rest of this end. Get this in good spot, then they're going to have a great chance for getting there too.
And that's a really nice draw again. Both these teams have been drawing really well. That's fully buried.
It's also testament to the great ice that Mike Reed's been making here. It's consistent. They got a good feel for it, and you can see them making a lot of great shots.
That's right, Mike Reed, who is the Canadian-Swiss ice maker in the National Training Center in Switzerland in Biel. Ooh, nose hit here. Just manages to get, fortunate for them to get that shot rock off the rings, but they do leave that corner guard up. Right.
Yep.
I had one of those, but the wheels fell off.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Just same shot again now for Agnes. The Koreans got a little bit lucky there.
Yeah.
It wasn't really what they were going for, and they got a break. I think this has been the big difference for the Hasselbirg team in the last couple of seasons, that their level of consistency has been a lot higher. They've always had a very good top level, but it seems like their bottom levels sort of raised up a lot higher now.
So I mean, obviously we saw their rise last year. I mean, like you said, they've been around for a few years, quite a few years actually. This comes up short. But last year they win this event, and then they pretty well like a meteoric rise to the #1 spot in the world. Anything that you saw maybe that
I think they just
changed, or just happened to come together, and the confidence just.
I think it's like always, Armin. I mean, there's just a range of different factors that are, being a part of it. But I think just they changed the team lineup slightly. They got a new coach in. They just changed things slightly, and I think that's what they needed. And Anna herself has been always a fantastic player, great thrower over the rock. But just maybe needed to focus a little bit less on the small details and just play a little bit more. And when she's done that, and it's just she's gone from strength to strength. And also they put this team together to really give it a go to make the Olympics. And 2 years ago there wasn't even a discussion that they would be at the Olympics.
Well, no, yeah, the Swedes were scratching their heads, wondering what they were going to do. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it was the kind of the space after Pritz and Sigfridsson, and then all of a sudden everything clicked and away we go. So it's but it's great to see, because, as I say, these girls are extremely talented, and it's great to see the talent developing into high-level curling.
Well, don't get much higher than #1 in the world, except maybe now going for that Olympic gold medal.
Sarah's also half Scottish.
Well, with McManus doesn't sound very Swedish.
My father's a football player that moved to Sweden a long time ago, and he had to play a bit of football, and then stayed.
He was a Scottish football player?
Yeah.
Okay.
No comments about that. Just leave that one. I can see where you're going with that. Just leave it. That's a cracking shot.
Another great draw. McManus. Obviously, no doubt why these two teams are in the semifinals. This has been the most consistent game by far we've seen all weekend by both teams.
That's a sign of a great team there as well. You make one small mistake with Agnes' second shot there, it came up a bit short, and then they make sure they cover up with the next one, make sure they make a perfect shot with the next one. Covering up nicely for each other.
She's trying to figure out which way to drive this, run this out. Either drive it guard back and hit it on the left side of the rock, or hit it on the right side of the rock. I think the left side might be better. Otherwise it's got to roll all the way across the rings. Race, take out. Three and third. Not laying a broom to it. Just removes the guard.
Now we'll see if this blue in the top 12 is going to come into play, I think, Armin, like we were talking about earlier. I'm going to use this as a guard now.
I don't know if you want to play it from the intern side. I think the out-turn might be the preference. Question of
Jag tror att det hämtar lite här, Sara. Jag tänker att jag sätter den ganska distinkt. Ja, jag tror att du har råd att göra det.
You see all the kids there at the SLCC Stumpan Junior Classic. They just played their A and B playoff games. They're just finished about 10 minutes ago, and great to see them coming over and supporting the teams here in the main event.
Anna's really going out quite far here to get to the out-turn side. Of course, the out-turn side would negate any double. The problem is you're getting into some fresh ice out here, maybe.
I think that's what they were talking about when they were looking at playing on the other side. It was just a question of if we've got the right feel for the ice there. Yeah. Obviously, the most important thing is to get this in good position. It's a bit short. They've got to go all the way.
Well, that's putting the brakes on. Needs to be second shot. Does it have enough? Yes, it does.
It's not bad there.
That's pretty good there. Although there's a double.
The only thing they missed there was if they put that in perfect position and Korea missed their shot, then they were maybe looking at getting a 3. So you know, missing that one now. It's looking good for a 2, but it's not looking good for a 3.
Koreans could play a double here if they wanted to. Blue onto yellow. And double out the other way, but I think they're doubles there. But I think
they could do.
Yeah.
But pretty risky shot though.
Yeah, you miss that one up, you might be giving up 3 and losing the game. So Young Kim taking the open rock. Roll.
So the question is here if, well, it's not going to make too much difference. I mean, if they go for the roll in underneath here, then it's going to give them a double for the match. So I think probably best to hit and stick or roll slightly out to the right side again, Harmony.
I think so. And make sure you make your 2.
Vicka där och så en lång vick. Det känns ju lite plattare i banan.
She wants to go anywhere near her own rock.
10.
Vill du den där isen?
Ja, jag tänker mig att det kommer en del.
Gick ju rakare där tror jag än vad det gör här.
Ja.
Tror du det?
Jag tror att det finns curl lite jämnare.
Another thing that's been a real signum of this team is the communication. It's fantastic how they discuss. So Anna was just getting some feedback there that it's starting to go slightly flatter. And Anna's asking back, what do you think about the ice there? And that's a great communication between the skip and the third there.
Slightly flatter, meaning the pebble wearing down a bit and might be slowing down and curling a little bit differently.
They certainly don't want to roll to the left here and give any chance of a double to the Koreans.
Roll too far to the right, you might have set up that double again too.
You think they'd go for that double for the game?
Well, you just need to take 1 out. And you're only giving up 2. Get the double for the win. This looks like it's going to roll the inside.
Just on the nose,
Nose hit, so there's no double there.
It's going to give the Koreans the chance for this roll in behind, though, which is going to leave Anna with a really tough last shot for the extra.
So there's never a real perfect place to put it, is there? There's always an angle.
There's maybe one perfect place, but it's pretty tough to nail that every time.
Well, this would be fitting for this game to go into an extra because it's been well played by both teams. Exciting finish. The other semi-final has been over, and Pats is now waiting for the winner of this to play in the final. 111,000 Swedish krona to the winner. It's about 13,500 US.
And here's me and you working for half of that. Gee whiz.
I'm paying to be here.
And we appreciate that, Armin. This is looking awfully tight.
This is rolling out. Well,
so you can have a free draw here for the extra.
Free draw for the extra end.
Well, they played this end nicely, the Swedes. They got the chance for 2 and they're taking it. And a couple of good chances there to maybe even try and get a 3 off them. But like you say, Armin, it seems like it would be a fitting end to this game if this was going to go to an extra.
McManus with her great draws here in this end to set this up. Good team effort all around. It seems like such a simple shot, just needs a piece of the 8-foot.
And it should be. It's just been, you know, like Starter was saying, if it's starting to go a little bit flat, then it puts a little bit of an extra thought in your head. You need to give it a bit more rotation. Yeah.
Not to mention the conditions that you're throwing it under.
That's right. And, you know, so it's a pressure draw when there's some money on the line.
Fin linje. Gå ganska rakt.
Anna Hasselbirg.
Ha inte
Last
riktigt
stroke here in the 8th, trying to tie the game and force an extra end.
Slightly further out on the slide path here, so they should be pretty good. It looks like the girls are pretty happy with the speed.
14-9. Japp.
And this is looking good.
Bra tjejer.
That's a beauty from Anna.
Bra Anna. Härligt.
Right on the tee line.
Japp.
This is what I call curling heat. And
Jävlar kör vi.
Bra, fin omgång. Jättefin
So that ties up
Knyter vi ihop.
that game
Och så är det
after
en omgång kvar.
Yes.
8 ends of play. James, I know you got to run. Appreciate you coming in and seeing me.
It was nice to be here. Nice to spend a bit of time with you, Armin. I don't see you too often these days.
And I'll let you go out and take care of your kids there, all of them.
Yep.
And good luck with everything you're doing here in Sweden, and we'll see you somewhere on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks, Armin. Cheers.
Take care.
Båda, ja. Jag tycker någon har varit sega.
And that was James Driver, World Junior Champion 91-96.
Ligger den bra då?
Part of the British team in Nagano and organizer of the Nordic Junior Curling Tour. And now we're into the extra end
Lite längre ut än vanligt. Ja, den är mera gädd också.
here in the semi-final of the Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup, World Curling Tour, and World Curling TV coverage of this event.
Sorry. Det är lugnt. Lugnt det. 14-9.
So that
Satt inte alls så mycket där. Det var ju liksom mycket fart i den, men den hade ju verkligen kunnat...
that center guard attempt from the Swedes slides into the house, so a mistake, and this will allow the Koreans to
Sorry, jag trodde det skulle vara bra.
remove that rock. Mabergs will try and put up a center guard.
Samma spår. Bra fart. Samma spår. Fin fart. Gå rakt. Jag rullar fan lite. Ta med den ändå, den har curl i sig. Gå rakt, ja. Ligger där. Håll igång du lite, Aggan. Lite kortare. Den ligger där, håll igång du bara. Kan hålla rent nu. Bra. Bra.
Stanna någon då. Sara. 같이 아웃한 갈래? 아니면 인턴으로도 괜찮고.
인턴이 낫잖아.
그건 상관없어, 거의 비슷해.
나 인턴이 좋을 것 같은데.
언니 어디로 하고 싶어요? 한번 해본 대로 하고 싶어.
네, 상관없을 것 같아. 웨이트만 똑같이.
Soft peel attempt here for the Koreans, trying to move that center guard off the center line. Get it over the wings.
Låt den vara, för den är, Anna, låt den vara, för den är inte så hård. Låt den vara.
And what a great shot.
나는 영미를 묻는 건데, 영미가
Takes that center guard away. And after this, Koreans can start playing takeouts.
Yep. Yes. Hake, nära, nära. Nära 12.
Se till om den kommer.
Den ligger 12.
Vart är den?
8-12. 8.
Kolla upp. Bara bak. Det känns som den kommer sitta här.
Japp, bara. Japp.
Härligt. Bra koll. Bra snack, Fia. Bra snack, Fia.
Ja, det är ju mer glid nu än vad det var i förra.
Jag hör dig.
Nej men, ja absolut.
Bra koll, Fia. Men då tar vi poäng på den då.
Well, opportunity here to put a guard on that one in the forefoot.
Ja, det kändes som mycket is.
Jag tycker det där är den vi själv har gjort. Det känns som det ska mindre men...
Replace that blue one that was out there. Agnes Ochenauer needs to get the line on this properly.
Bra fart! Hake! Rulla gå.
Gå Sara! Måste dra den, gå! Gå!
Helt upp på linan. Gå.
Det är bra. Härligt. Bra lira i. Åh gud.
Covers up the center.
보일 때 치는 게 나을
아니
것 같아.
그냥 스테이까지도 나쁘진 않긴 한데.
I think they might be better off removing the center guard.
아니면 안 될 것 같으면 그냥 이거 가고. 웨이트 범퍼 아니면 핵.
좀 세게 그냥 가는 게 낫잖아요. 확실히 칠 수 있는 걸로.
범퍼.
범퍼 아니면 컨트롤까지.
컨트롤은 스테이가 좀 힘들 것 같은데.
바꿔야긴 바꿔요. 범퍼 조금 세게 할게. 약하지 않은
그래서
범퍼로
이것도
할게.
괜찮긴 해. 근데 웨이트는 범퍼가 나을 것 같아 내가.
네.
Vad mycket fart i kroppen liksom. Och här är mer
이제 4번이야, 4번.
utspel.
조금 미리 닦아줘요. 4번 할까?
네, 4번.
Opting to go for the shot rock that's in the forefoot.
세다. 나이스.
기다려.
나이스.
기다려.
영면님 돌고 있어요.
이네.
영면님.
정해. 아니 반대로 가야 될 것 같아 이거는. 가야 돼. 그러니까 가야 돼. 영민 가야 돼.
세다고.
And now with that guard being perfectly covering the middle, Hasselbirg has an opportunity here with McManus to get a rock in a really good shot position behind that guard.
Jag spelar typ 15-20 tror jag. Vi lägger en bra skott där.
McManus has had perfect draw weight throughout the game.
Lite tajt.
Perfekt linje.
Bra fart! Bort i!
Var med.
Känns lite tajt eller? Eller inte! Men där är fart! Den är lite lång. Bak 4.
Okej, ni kan inte släppa den.
Den är lite lång. Går inte.
Japp! Gärna inte!
Måste gå.
Håll! Bra nu!
Håll! Nu är det förbi, bara ni. Bra skott där.
Wow! Behöver inte dra den. Bara sitta, bara stanna. Sitt.
Oh, this is over curling.
Bra Sara.
Bra, härligt. Bra snack.
Lite där. Perfekt fart.
Var lite tajt, Vanna.
Vad sa du?
Känner mig lite tajt.
Ja, kanske lite.
Eller har man råd att ta lite mer sen, tror du? Vi får spela samma, tänker jag.
방금 웨이트 많이 세?
네.
3일이야. 4번이라도 말던 것 같아요.
Det kändes ju där på släpp. Alltså, att det var
Jag tror att det är lite känsligt också, för hade du satt den liksom rakt och så hade vi velat sopa direkt på släpp, då hade jag varit rädd att det skulle ha varit för mycket is.
Okej, ja. Jag tänkte att jag bara är tajt.
Wow. 까지 와야 돼! 까지 와야 된다! 까지 와야 돼!
Oh, just touches feathers the guard. Would have been better off to hit that guard a lot harder and move it. Now that guard's still up there, being a nuisance, and Still has that. Hasselbirg still has that rock in the forefoot. So things are getting a little messy here for the Koreans.
Nej, alltså det verkar vara lite känsligt också när vi går på sop direkt.
If you're going to hit the guard, make sure you hit it hard enough to move it out of the way.
Jag tänker att jag ska
This will
vara
allow
lite mer
Hasselbirg to
aktiv.
put up 2 guards up front.
Försök ta det, helgarda nu.
Situation becoming a little more complicated for the Koreans.
Ganska mjuk i sättningen.
Nästan lite tight. Bra fart.
Känns som jag plats.
Okej, bra linje.
Kommer in i segerspåret.
Ja, bara sitta nu.
Mellan.
Okej.
Mellan. Bara stanna.
Bara sitta.
This looks like it's over curling too.
Okej.
It's really a hole there to come through. Question is, do you remove the guards or come through the hole and try and take that out?
Så jag vågade inte vara så aktiv som jag
skips
sa.
rock.
Jag bara
Pretty
kände
soon.
att jag var rädd att med den där linjen att jag bara skulle spinna
Third's
lite.
last rock for Korea. Of course, there's backing on the blue one there with the blue one there too.
나쁘지 않을 것 같은데.
범퍼?
범퍼? 범퍼로 근데 스테이 쓸 수 있어. 너무.
좀 안 멀어요? 셋에 있어?
스테이 되면 이겨요. 둘 위에 있긴 있어.
I'm 핵.
핵. 범퍼는 이게 못 남을 것 같아.
네. 언니 스테이예요? 아니면 가는 거야? 스테이가 낫지 않아?
낫지 않아?
뭐?
네?
이게 좀 더 쉽지 않냐고. 완전 스테이까지.
핵하면 스테이가 더 쉬울 것 같아요.
핵하면?
육박? 6박 7. 아까 이쪽도 많이 죽었지 않아? 돌고.
약간 업. 웨이트 뒤에 좋아. 웨이트 좋아.
Trying to come through the hole.
웨이트 좋아.
Move that yellow one off the forefoot and maybe roll behind the guard herself. Hits it straight on. And blue is shot. So the Koreans laying one.
Kan vi försöka bara göra så här eller blir det jättetajt?
Nej, jag tror att det går.
Det bryter ju mycket.
Eller gå här.
Man hade ju hellre velat gjort den.
Not really the end that Kim wanted. A little messy here.
Jag tror ni vi skulle kunna trycka
Lots
den
of
så
opportunity
också.
for Hasselbirg.
Ha bakom 10, ha något på nästa.
Jag bara tänker så här, om vi skulle toucha i någon gard och gå, alltså.
Nej, det där hållet känns svårt att gå och ligga.
Hur känns det här? Den är överjämn, men hur mycket liksom?
Alltså den är hög. Bara skiter i den där runda garden. Den här kanske är en gard.
För det som vore fint är ju om man kan göra... Ja, det borde vi ha.
Ja, det har vi. Ja.
Det fina är ju om man bara kan sitta så här.
Fast
trycka den så.
Ja, och så vickar vi ut för de vickar in. Då blir det
Nej,
svårt.
vi ska inte vicka ut.
Nej, men vi kommer ju göra det om vi ska trycka den snett. Jag funderar också bara att dra dit. Vad gör den då liksom?
Bara dra hit, alltså strunta i att den ens finns. Så dra bra fötter,
Ja, kanske.
För den här blir inget bra någonstans.
Då får de sätta någonting mellan.
Alltså vi kommer inte vicka ut så mycket om vi gör den.
Grejen är att om hon då så här, om vi gör den och hon då försöker skicka eller någonting.
Då kan det ju jämna. Ja.
Och jämna, då gör hon kanske den stenen åt oss
eller bara
så får vi dra hit igen.
Ja, precis.
Nej, jag kan också gilla dra.
Och skulle hon göra den, då kommer vi ha den dragningen.
Den dragningen, ja. Precis.
Jag gillar den.
Ja, jag kan också gilla draget.
Bara strunta i den där och lägga på skott.
Alltså till och med övergömma hit är det väl okej?
Ja.
Det hon har,
då måste
alltså
hon
det
spela
är
ner
att hon
någonting och
trycker
då får vi
ner
dra igen.
här. Hon kan ju spela hon kan ju lira en rilla här liksom.
Alltså krympa frifoten allt lag, vet ni vad vi också har sen?
Alltså även om vi inte skulle bli skott på min första nu.
Ja.
Det där sitter fast.
Då har vi någonting.
Till och med vi är här, va?
Vi har
A coach timeout. Marie Pritz coming out.
För att spela
Former fourth on
men i slutet.
Vi funderar på att bara dra skott här.
Sigfridsson team.
Vi behöver inte göra någonting med den där. De ligger ju i skott nu, men...
Den är mer att den är i vägen för dem nästan. Ja, det tycker jag om man gör blandningen.
Vi
Men
har också,
hela
jag vill inte
vägen
peka
ner
på
då?
den, men vi skulle också ha teten in ute på kanten.
Sen på sista,
Om de skulle göra någonting här.
Om de ligger framför locket liksom bara på.
Men komma ner på tiro, för jag menar de har ju de kan ju spela tunt där på egen, men jag gillar den. Känns som att det är ganska
Jag
bra
tror att kommer ni ihåg mot Kina? Då
Going to
ökade
try
vi
and
och
draw
då
around
hotade. Kommer ni ihåg det?
that center guard.
Gjorde inte
The
det
one
hitåt,
that's
men...
on the
Nej,
Volkswagen.
det gjorde det inte. Nej, det har du rätt i. Men så där tror jag räcker.
Spåret är väl ganska bra då?
Ja, jag tror att det är bra här ute också.
Se till att vi lägger T-line oavsett bara.
Ja. Typ 14,2, 14,5. Eller jag tror att det är 14,8, 14,5.
Ja.
Det känns som samma som min sista dag. Den kom ju hit.
Ja, men precis. Precis. Ja, jag gillar den.
0 på den.
0.
Jag hade 10 på tiddragning.
Hasselbirg here with her first rock in this extra end. The score is all tied up. Hasselbirg needs to steal to win.
Gillar du isen, Sara?
Ja.
Bra linje.
Bra linje!
Perfekt linje. 8-4.
Bra linje!
Hård!
Perfekt linje!
Perfekt linje.
Järnet!
Järnet! 8. Grym linje.
Gå!
Hård!
Hårt, jag har den!
Hårt,
Den
jag har den!
lever! Gå!
Hård!
Järnet, för jag...
Järnet!
Wow. Nej.
Comes up short.
Det är bra sopat, tjejer.
The line was very good, just not long enough. But lots of rocks in play right now.
15,7.
15,8.
Ja, de tog time.
안 됐을 때는 좀 이거 날려보면
Boy.
경기에서 똑같이 해서 한 번 더 이것도 있긴. 근데 내가
똑같이 하는 것도 나쁘지 않을 것 같은데.
아니 근데 언니 이거 돌아오면 그렇게는 안 될 것 같아요.
김경애랑 똑같이 해도 될 것 같은데. 아니면 퉁 치거나 이렇게 해서. 나는 기름 별로 없는 것 같아.
Time out from Korea, maybe?
아니면 나는 이걸 해서.
Might
근데
be an idea
우리가
just
첫
to
번째
remove the guard.
아니 첫 번째 이걸 하고 야들이 탭을 하면 그 다음에 이걸.
그러니까 만약에 우리가 공간이 생겼어. 지금 공간이 좀 있잖아. 그래서 얘들이 히트 롤을 이렇게 해버리면 얘들은 들어올 수 있는 공간이 일단은 있긴 있으니까.
Min Young Kim and Peter Gallant come out for the coaching timeout.
이까지 아예 들어갈 수 있죠.
들어갈 수 있을 것 같아.
나쁘진 않을 것 같은데.
근데 지금 거의
들어가려면 무조건 이렇게 붙어야 될 것 같은데. 1로 지금 들어오는 건 너무 힘들겠지.
응, 힘들 것 같아. 웨이트도 확실히 모르겠고.
same stake shot one more.
Through this way?
Yes, and take double.
We're number one. Can she get that out herself? No? Can she get that out?
그래, 찢을 수 있어요.
I don't mind peeling the guard either.
됐어?
위에 거 저거.
Yeah, we reckon that guard. It's okay.
이 길로 똑같이 지나갈 수 있으면 똑같이 하는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아요.
Because she can play off this into there.
네.
아니 그 다음에 하고 나면 제가 할 거는 이게 안 되면 이쪽으로 갈 수 있겠지.
I don't mind.
아니면 이거 하고 야들이 이거 하면 또 똑같이 언니가 한 번 더 해야 돼.
길이 일단 남아 있으니까.
It's either that or peel that number 4 rock.
아니면 앞에 거를 자기는 열어보는 게 어떨 것 같아요.
And then you got lots of space for your last one.
아, 근데 이거 앞에 걸 열면
아니 일단 이거 하고
이거 보는-
플랜 B를 저거 앞에서 깨는
네,
해보든지.
4번은 깨란 말 아니에요?
4번 깨라고?
이거 깨란
앞에
말이었어.
깨야지.
4번이라 했는데?
아니, 이거.
이거
4번이라 했어.
4번. 4번?
저걸 깨라고?
어떻게 저희 마지막 샷을 하는데 저걸 깨야 되지?
그럼 얘는 이거 하면 끝나잖아. 맨.
그니까.
지금 문제는 저 이 가드
이 가드인데? 들어올 길이 없잖아. 이게 안 깨면.
Oh, Peter Gallant suggesting possibly to run one of the guards, and I think that might be not a bad idea. Hasselbirg has to make a play on this blue rock to try and get in a shot somehow. And if If you leave the guard there,
살려가지고 나는
5번 나왔다 했지 않았어?
네 아까 6이 나왔다 하지 않았어?
아 내가 됐나?
Koreans
네가
might not
했잖아.
have a good shot with their last one. If you take the guard away,
6번 잡았는데 6이 나왔다.
they'll probably have a better opportunity with their last rock.
5번으로 하는 게 나을 것 같아.
So leaving the guards up, it looks like. I think she's gonna.
Det tror jag, absolut.
Not sure what she's doing, coming down to freeze on top of her own or push her own back a bit. She's sitting shot right now. Young Kim, Korean skip, at the Olympics coming up in February. And this jumped it right away, and she might have rolled that. So get off it, make sure you get the guard for sure. No, it's come through. Still want to take out her own. Might have over curled it, might have left place for Hasselbirg to come into.
Vad sa du?
Tänker i hålet?
Nej, jag tänkte den.
Ja, jag var inne på knacken.
Vad sa du? Jag tror knacken är... Alltså nu har vi bara en tredjedel halv.
Jag var snarare inne på att gå direkt på den i sådana fall om man. Det är tight, men om man kan spela den lite hårdare.
Jag var också inne på den där lite.
Alltså så här, så vi sätter den här så måste vi spela typ
Pretty hard to get in
Vi måste
there.
ju spela typ nästan en... Ja, 7
Och-
på halva.
Vad har vi då? Vi har den. Då har hon fortfarande ett slag för vinst. Gör vi den som är en betydligt svårare sten som vi inte har isen på, då har hon kanske inget
Då får
slag
hon
för
ju göra
vinst.
den samma som
Alltså, är det?
hålet då också.
Ja. Även den här känns given.
Jag gillar den.
Jag med.
Jag gillar också den.
Jag tänker en 7.
Vilken hand.
Bara rätt på han bara.
Du har ju mer plats så. Du kan sätta den, Anna.
Nej.
Det går inte.
Nej. Det tror jag inte. Det känns inte naturligt i alla fall.
Du har ju mer plats så.
Fast den här ligger ju, du har ju stödlidan här.
Det är ju mer
Very narrow hole there to come through.
Ja, ditåt ja, men här om så har du ju...
Take it at that blue one. And she would need to
Jag
stick
tror
around.
inte clearing så.
Jag tror också det.
7-0.
Need to hit it right on the
Det
nose.
känns som det.
Titta där uppifrån så får du...
Det räcker med 8.
Känns det som outen?
Du har ganska mycket luft ändå.
Bara
om man får säga
kika
så.
vad du tycker.
Absolut. Även om det inte är luft.
Eller?
Nej, men att man behöver liksom inte, det är inte snitt.
8
utan det är
out
ändå
här känns
ganska
naturligt.
stort.
Vi möts på halv.
Men precis, så bara kallar man över lite så bara hej då.
Jag tror inte mer.
Nej, jag tror nej, out menar jag.
Hur rör det sig? Kommer det
Jag
komma?
måste spela på tight på den garden.
Jag tänker, har vi den där isen och du ligger kvar,
då är det köpt.
Då går det
Det
igång.
är lite tight med is för att sätta rakt.
Ja. Här, om den ligger kvar så har du chappen.
Va?
Den här har du.
Ja, vi diskuterar bara isen.
Ja.
7,5.
Ja.
7,5. Känsla liksom bestämd 8.
Ja.
Jag tror att du har råd att spela mot 7-3.
Anna Hasselbirg, last rock here in the extra end.
Så bara
Trying
chuck
to
nästan.
come down
Kommer
through
studsa
that
mycket.
port. Between those two yellow rocks.
Absolut.
Take out that blue one and sit
gillar
right
den,
there.
ja.
Maybe get a little roll to one side or the other. And cause Kim a whole bunch of trouble.
Ren!
Wow!
Ren, ja!
She's going a lot of speed. She needs to keep it fairly straight. And working it hard. Gotta get past the guard. Oh, look at that. But she rolls out.
Det är bra, Anna.
And the Koreans don't need to play their last rock. Score of 1 and win this game 7-6. They will now go to face
Bra spelat,
Alina
Anna.
Pat's Swiss team in the final. Christensen losing that semifinal. Great game here, both teams. Lots of great shots, and the Koreans taking down the top 2 seeded teams in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals now. So it'll be Korea, Kim against Pat's Switzerland in the final of this Stockholm Ladies Curling Cup. That final will start in about 2 hours at, in about an hour at 1 o'clock. Hopefully you enjoyed this game, and hopefully you'll come back and check out the final. And there we see the final score in the extra end, a win, Kim 7-6. Hope you enjoyed this coverage, and see you in about an hour's time. And there is the final playoff bracket, Pats against Kim. My name is Armin Harder. Hopefully you'll drop in about 1 hour. Until then.
Coach of the Swedish national team, and Peja Lindholm and I will now go over to the Swedish language. Hej Peja! Tjena! Varmt välkommen! Vilken härlig träning vi har sett.
Ja, kanonmatcher, otrolig precision och ismakarna.